timed. Hi.
Hey, hi.
Ah!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 15th episode of CounterCast. My name,
15.
my name, as always, is
Number.
Jordan, along with my fellow host Bones and Sunday. We are joined today by our guest Aggie the Salty. Hi, Aggie. Hello. How are you? Hi.
Hi, Mom.
She's
I'm
not.
on TV.
I'm on TV.
Hello, daughter.
Look at me now, Mom. I made it.
I'm an internet star now.
Today we are going to be talking about the Twitch creative directly specifically, and a little bit just kind of about the creative process in general. So some of you may be wondering, like, hey, I thought Twitch was a video game site. Well, guess what? You're dumb, because it's not. Because now we have a creative channel where you can basically, after reading the fact about it, you can stream basically anything but an actual performance, which confuses me. But hey,
Yeah,
whatever.
Like, let's talk about that. Like, Jesus. what the
Yeah,
heck?
I mean,
You used to be able to, and they must have changed it recently.
I figured that'd be actually a really good place to start, is because I just read the fact, and I was like, well, you know, maybe you could do, like, comedy or something, you could do stand-up, and it specifically mentioned, like, no, you can't do stand-up, but you can do writing jokes for stand-up.
I think with the general term of service that you have in creative, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do teachings, like any lesson.
Yeah,
right?
I think
Eventually,
I saw
think
teaching
they're
too, yeah.
implemented, but for now, new.
It's just weird. Like, why? I just think that's a weird line to draw. We're like right at like, okay, you can write jokes for the show. You can't do the show though. Like that, it seems like such a weird and arbitrary line. Like, do you guys, can you think of any reason why they would be like, you can't do the show, but you can write it?
I do know why, because I think the couple parties that happened on Creative recently kind of fell under that sort of performance category, and they had a big problem with that. Twitch had a big problem with that, and those accounts got deleted, and there were so many like weird things happening in the Creative Directory that didn't really fall under Creative in most people's opinion. But now that they've sort of abolished performances in general, that's just taking away every sort of
It kind of became some kind of Twitch dump at some extent.
Yeah,
But
because Twitch was endorsing it to such an extent that people wanted it up there and capitalize on the exposure that they were getting in the directory.
yeah, because like it doesn't really matter as long as you're creating something. If you have no talent, like I don't have any talent.
Same.
Same.
The Twitch
just
train
sing,
that comes
that's
with
it.
it right now, the state of the creative and how hard it is pushed right now. Yes, it's kind of tempting, and this is one of the reasons I started doing creative and like sending my stream in a different direction I was expecting in the beginning. Exactly because it is right now exploding, and that you get so much visibility doing so.
Yeah, I think that's a problem with like any new Twitch category though. If they start like, basically if they started pimping out any category like that they thought they want a bunch of people to go to, people go after the numbers. Like they don't
will
care.
go to it. Yeah.
Yeah, like look,
Yeah, it's true.
watch Lyric play like any unknown game basically that no one streams, and then watch how many people stream that game all of a sudden. Except they don't stream
There's
that
like
game.
5 people playing Counter-Strike in the directory.
But
Exactly.
that's a creative phenomenon. And to come back to comedy, what's really weird right now is that you cannot make joke stand up and just make joke like Frankie said on a chat, but you can make jokes if you are making a pie at the same time though.
Why not?
It's just weird. Like I personally don't get it. Like I get you can make an argument that the performance itself isn't the creative act, but I feel like a performance you can't. That's a really
A stream is a performance. like,
exactly
Yeah.
like
at the root of it. If we're getting technical.
Yeah.
you can't
Well,
you
but
can't
you gotta
draw
be playing a game. You're playing a game though.
yeah.
Or
It's
creating
kind of
something.
like
But
like Twitch is saying, hey, creative streamers are better than gaming streamers because creative streamers are actually doing something with their lives and they're creating something. Then gaming streamers are just they're just talking over a game. That's like what I'm getting from it. It's weird how my mind's working around this, but
I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here and say because I'm doing this, I think it's okay to recognize a new community because that's what it is. That is a huge amount of people
Absolutely.
that all of a sudden started migrating to Twitch because it's so interesting to see the art creation process and everything, and it really compels you to do new things. But it's not automatically like they are not that much sugar-coated, or if they are, I think it's kind of deserved because it is really, and you're probably some of you are not going to agree with that, but it's so much easier to just sit down and play video game and say stupid shit compared to going, what I'm doing, for example, my Sunday streams. I'm going to go out in the market. I have to prepare my recipes because I cannot use actual recipes that exist. It's part of the term of service. So I have to think of ideas, make researches, and then I have to go to the grocery store, do my thing. And then I'm going to spend 4, 5, 6 hours standing and doing the stream that I do usually. But like when I finish that, I'm fucking exhausted. And that goes for the same if you have to create something. Maybe the exception for that would probably be the Photoshop aspect, because yes, you're still sitting your ass on a chair and you're drawing. And you did it actually Sunday. How do you like it, by the way?
How do I like creative?
Yeah.
Oh God. I was in creative for one whole day for about 2 hours, and I didn't particularly like any of the people that came by, but there were a lot of viewers there. I got up to like 30, I think, at one point. And let's talk about viewers for a second. Yeah, that's fun. But
how many viewers you get
funny.
for that session? I did not get it. Did you say it? Sorry.
For that session, I got up to 30 max, I think.
That's still pretty good
30-ish, yeah.
for someone that's like blind drawing.
Yeah.
I thought it was a creative idea, but I didn't like many of the people that came by. I think I don't want to generalize any group of people because that's wrong to do. But a lot of people in creative directory, I feel like, are they seem like kind of elitist in a way.
It's a tough crowd. I'm not a full-time creative streamer. I think the streamers are mostly very, very nice. The ones I've met are amazing people. The ones that are creating content, but the viewership is very different. It's going to be really rare, except maybe when I'm going to be playing a video game, that someone's going to come into my channel and say, "Oh my God, show me your tits." But that's going to happen in creative too. That's not different.
Happens to me all the time too.
Yeah, you have that too. You and me both.
Got nice boobs.
But the problem is the people, they don't only have the leverage of like criticizing who you are. They are also going to criticize the work you do, and they
because you're putting your talent out there when you're in creative.
Yeah,
that's exactly yeah.
It's kind of tough because people, for example, yesterday I was streaming Tracer, my Tracer making.
Oh, it
looks good.
Which looks okay. It's not. I haven't painted in like 2 years, but who cares? I did that for fun because I have some kind of talent, but some kind, just
little smidge.
But there are people that actually came in and said, "Oh, I look like shit," or Tracer has Down syndrome. Like, who are you? Of course, it hurts a little bit more.
Everybody wants to be better than the next person, so they get their kicks from coming into people's streams that are putting themselves out there for criticism and saying their work is shit because they think theirs is better for no reason.
Yeah, and it's just the kind of crowd that comes in. There's a whole bunch of artists. I think Twitch did a good move business-wise of opening up that and going into that particular direction, because I think they saturated the market of monetizing the video game aspect and decided to go to the artists and stuff. So that's why the community is so different. And that also ends up with people they're not toxic. They're not League of Legends toxic, but it's a tougher crowd.
They're cliquey.
Yeah.
The creative director is really cliquey. They want to be within their own group. They don't want to have anything to do with the gaming community, I don't think, or all of the gaming communities. They want to do their own thing in their own bubble. That's what I get from it. But I've only been in the creative directory once.
Well, you kind of need to think.
I've talked to their streamers. I've talked to the streamers in the creative directory multiple times, and they just seem like they're in their own little bubble, like I said.
It's not. I'm depicting it a little bit worse than it actually is. It is a fantastic community, and it's really compelling for me. I haven't created anything in so long, but having people saying like, "Okay, your art looks good" and everything, it's really cool. For all the negative people that we find, I have regulars that come from the creative that found me because I was doing cooking, and that's fantastic. They follow me over to gaming, and vice versa. I also brought new people into gaming. But yeah, it's you have more visibility, but
You
the crowd is a little bit tougher at times.
like
Mhm.
it. Just think of Twitch in general, though. Like streams get clicky in general. There are groups of people in like streams who like don't like other groups of streams and people just because they do something differently. Like
Just
I
because they're doing one thing, they
Yeah.
have friends, and they're gonna automatically want to take their friend's side, and that's just how clicks work.
like it.
I don't want to talk about just the people that are on creative and the streamers and the viewers. It's fun to talk about, but I'd rather talk about how Twitch is handling creative and how they're going to continue to handle gaming in the future, because they've added such nice things to the creative directory that everybody else wants in gaming. Me and Jordan have been in the gaming directories for a year, and we haven't seen any changes except for the friends list and the
I
posts
can have
section.
friends now.
I don't understand the friends list at all. It's so confusing.
I don't mean to
I like
to
it.
change the topic that we were having,
What?
but I'd rather
Why?
not talk about. I'd rather not try to generalize all the viewers and all the streamers in the creative directory, because we can't do that. We can't generalize
Yeah,
an
we
entire
can't.
group
Fuck
of people,
people.
because
I actually forgot until like someone reminded me that I've done one creative stream, and it's because when I hit 200 followers, me and my friend Bree did
you
a
face paint.
makeup stream on my face, and she did like Borderlands makeup on my face, and then drag afterwards, and it was really fun. And I didn't mind anyone who came by and watched that. They were all pretty nice people.
That was before all the changes happened to creative, though. I think that was before they had hashtags. I think they still had the jumbotron when you were doing that, but that was a while ago.
No, it's still there. It's still there. But they needed to do that because there are a lot. It's like a mini Twitch. So what
Yeah,
they did,
exactly.
I think it's a great idea, because we have a whole big directory that contains everything and everyone. It doesn't make sense to put them all together, because some people are going to come in creative and they're not looking for necessarily someone that's doing Photoshop. There are people that are doing beads. There are people that are doing cooking. I saw someone working a chain mail. It's fucking awesome.
I saw that too. That's great. It's
Dude.
cool. I'm not saying the changes that have been made to creative and the innovation and all that is bad. I'm saying it's a great thing. I just want to see that in the gaming directories, because I haven't seen change in the gaming directories in a year.
And how would you
of
see
streaming.
how would you depict that? Because you have a directory that has 9,000 viewers, which is a lot on Twitch, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But how would you depict the principle of hashtag in a directory that has 500 viewers? I mean, 500 viewers, I don't even have to scroll down to see all of the channels.
I have this answer. I talked
Go.
about this before. So you directly import the tag system into every gaming directory, every single one. Obviously, this is going to fall apart in the small games because you can see all streamers in one page. But this system doesn't. If creative didn't have a lot
The
of people,
system is made for bigger game directories.
yeah, exactly.
It's not made for the smaller games, because the smaller games already.
Tag
Yeah.
tags specifically exist to give smaller streamers more noticeability, basically. So like someone can like, oh, I want to look at underwater basket weaving, so they don't have to go through the entire like top directory of creative streamers who might be doing like art or like Photoshop or whatever. They can be like, oh, underwater basket weaving. Okay, so now I can see the smaller streamer and they're doing exactly what I want. You can import that directly into game categories. So say like you could have tags
absolutely.
like blind or speedrun, just for a couple of examples, and then people can sort by those within the big gaming directories. Because you look at Dark Souls 3. I'll use this as an example. Like, Dark Souls 3 has everyone doing every kind of run. There's like New Game Plus, there's speed runs, there's no deaths, there's no hits, there's less than 10 hits, there's what have you,
Yeah.
you know? Like, you can separate that category into so many things, and there are so many more people that could get exposure that, for lack of a better term, deserve it, They're playing these games, they're doing it to the best of their ability, they're entertaining, what have you. You could give them that tag. I don't know about the jumbotron. I think that might.
No.
We're gonna talk about that later.
Yeah, the jumbotron. I think it's well intentioned, but I have a problem with autoplay videos in general on any
I'm glad
website.
they changed that.
Yeah, like
Is it? I think it's still autoplay. Is it
It's not on creative,
not in creative?
unless unless that's Better TV that's doing that for me.
Oh, that's maybe, I don't know, but I know that it's tough, because you're right. It really gives a really big jump start to people that decide to do creative, and I know a lot of streamers that just were typical video game streamer and decided to go to creative because that would make their growth easier. I'm guilty of that. I'm super happy. I love what I do. And the idea came from just taking the time that I had, the little time that I had to make something productive. I wanted to do a meal prep because I didn't have time to do it and stream at the same time. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to mount the camera in my kitchen and I'm going to cook and I'm going to make him watch it. And it worked. But there's a lot of streamers that did that just for the sake of growth. I respect that because you have a talent, you can show it to the world, but it really does. It just shows how much you give it a jump start to your stream. Domestic Dan did that. Strong Gamer did that. Working Chef did that. A lot of people ended up doing only creative for the sake of growth because it is easier right now with the setup they put and the little mini Twitch. It just makes it easier.
Yeah, like smaller streamers can get noticed in the creative directory, which is awesome. Like anytime, you know, I'm gonna shock you all. As a smaller streamer, I think anytime smaller streamers get noticed, I think that's great because I think that Twitch has the way Twitch's website works is not sustainable for long-term growth and cultivation of talent. Like eventually, their big streamers are going to move on. Like, you know, people don't want to play video games. Well, some people don't want to play video games the rest. Some people do, obviously. But, like, they're going to lose talent, like, over time. People are going to retire. They're going to get burned out. They're going to do that. And then there's going to be a gap. And, like, it's going to be hard to get new people in if there isn't a system that can, like, elevate that talent other than basically making friends to a new level where they can get noticed and maybe get acclaim, right? It's a tough situation, and I think what Creative's doing are really, really good steps for smaller streamers. I think they're good for bigger streamers, too, because, you know, if you can, even if you're, like, a mid-range kind of person, like, if you do, like, a hashtag, you could be at the top of that hashtag, right? So, like, you know, there could be, you could be a painter, and there's a ton of people painting, but and there's, like, more popular people doing, like, metalworking or something, I don't know, but you could be at the top of the painting one.
You can have, like, 20 viewers and be at the top of the sketch directory.
Yep.
And a lot of people want to watch you sketch. Like, it's crazy amount of people that want to watch sketches. It's really common.
I should do that. Thanks for the idea.
Stolen.
When's someone gonna do underwater basket
Let
weaving?
me take some notes, guys.
But
So
where do we want to see the creative directory going? Because there's what we as the game, like, you know, sole game streamers, we want to see stuff from creative added onto our game directories because we want to see some Twitch fucking do something. Jesus, with our directories. Just anything.
I'm going to speak for the creative side of things. I am very happy with where creative is right now, but that's only like is it going? I think they refined the principle of hashtag in the last few months, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, how is it going to apply to the rest? I leave that to the gamer streamer.
Okay, so we're not getting anything. You confirmed it here first.
I don't know, but like I said, maybe it's not fair right now. If you say gamer versus streamer, and the biggest example of that when I was sitting on 200 followers or something like that, I've been contacted by Twitch, legit contacted by Twitch, and I thought it was fake. Because I was like, what the fuck? Why do they want with me? I did one cooking stream. You
were one of the first people that was doing the cooking streams, weren't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
But there were a couple, maybe 10 streamers. Now there's not much more than 15. I don't see it becoming bigger because it seems really like it requires a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be a one-trick pony, so these people decided to dedicate themselves to cooking, which is awesome, and I can't blame them. But yeah, that's not for me. But I've been contacted by Twitch. Who has been contacted by Twitch? How long have you been streaming Sunday? Like a year? Like it doesn't happen. I've been streaming for like 2 months. I've been contacted by Twitch. Like, okay, we're doing a big launch of the cooking the food channel, and we need you to stream at that time and be part of that big party. And during all the week, you're going to be featured on Jumbotron. All the cooking streams is only going to be that, and we're going to push that. So I talked to Ashley from Twitch, which is a creative partner, and that's how I get to meet her and meet bigger streamers than me and everything, and start like making friends with these people. You don't see that like very often. And
ever.
To that, I finally found out that it's, unfortunately, I think it's easier getting partnered as a creative streamer as it is on a normal channel that will be streaming only video games.
I think they've
Because
gone on
you
record
have-
saying it's easier.
Yeah,
Like they're more lenient because they want more creative streamers.
Hmm.
it won't be easier forever because they're just trying to grow the creative directory right now. But I also think we have to define, like, back to what we were talking about before. I think we have to define what a sellout is. Like, no memes, but there are people that are going, like, stopping games altogether and going to the creative directory just because they want to be partnered. And there are people that are doing it because they love drawing or they love cooking. And you guys don't think it's okay for people that are just capitalizing on it for viewers, do you? Do you think that's okay, or do you think it's justified because Twitch is allowing them to do that?
People have different reasons to stream.
Mm-hmm.
There's a backlash to that. If people don't like what they're doing, I don't think they're going to find success long term because they're either going to quit, going to try to move on and lose their viewership.
I think it depends on how much money they make.
Yeah, you monetize that.
Because everyone's got a price, man. Everyone's gonna sell out for like an amount of money. It's just what that amount of money is.
But when it comes to Twitch, when you're a new streamer, you don't know how much money you're going to make. You're just going for the viewership and the potential money.
I think the first time you
There's not a
start
number.
making
Or
money,
you're playing video
if
games
you
because you
really,
like being
if you
entertaining.
really want like streaming to be your job instead of just like a fun hobby that a lot of us do, like then there's a good chance that the first chance you have to like make money and maybe get your name out there, you're gonna jump on it, even if it's like playing a game that you don't really want to play.
But
Yeah.
I think it's harder. There's a bigger barrier of entry to be a
Just
creative
get your foot in the
streamer.
door, right? Then you could change to what you like.
Yes and no. I don't think it's the same situation you're gonna see with other streamers that decided that they were focusing on one thing and then tried to move on to another thing and nobody followed them. And their viewership plummeted from 100 to like 20. I've seen that. And I know cooking streamers that right now can attract 200 viewers concurrent consistently they're cooking. Whenever they're gonna do something else, 50. So if they want to do that consistently, that doesn't work. It's like everything else.
Maybe they're not good at doing the other thing. They're like I feel like no one really talks about that. Like there are people who are gonna definitely switch what they do, no matter what, and people will show up. Whether
It's because people come for their personality at that point.
It depends, like, because you can do a singular thing for a while, get a huge following, and you can switch. But it kind of depends on the audience, and it kind of depends on how you do things. If you cultivate and you make a stream that's solely based around one thing, and you don't grow yourself as like a person to be able to work better off of that one thing, then of course you're gonna lose a shit ton of people when you move to a different category because you were based off that one thing. You just removed the one thing from the equation. What do you have left? Two like underdeveloped parts, right? So I think it really depends on the streamer.
Absolutely, Jort, because like when I played Kingdom Hearts, like I got a lot of people that came to watch Kingdom Hearts, and then when I stopped playing Kingdom Hearts again, I never saw them again, and that just proves, like, I'm not insulting myself or anything, that they like Kingdom Hearts more than they enjoyed me.
Yeah.
Because if they liked me, if they came to watch me play Kingdom Hearts and then they really liked me, they would come back even without the Kingdom Hearts. So if they like you more than what you're doing, they will come back no matter what you're doing. So if you change categories or change games and they don't come back anymore, that's because they liked what you were doing more than you. Honestly, that's what it is.
Yeah,
That's why it's so like fulfilling when you play coolmathgames.com
Jesus
and you get
Christ.
like 30 viewers.
Yeah, but did they come back? They cared more about the math.
Stop! Don't
They
remind
like
me.
their math.
No.
But that's the thing.
They
Like
math.
these kind of viewers are really, really hard to get. I mean, I've been streaming for not so much. I'm lucky. I'm kind of lucky. I'd say maybe tops people are going to consistently come back 20 tops on 6 months, and I think I'm fortunate. I think I'm very fortunate.
Absolutely.
So
Congruent.
growth going from one game to another has a big backlash, but I think the community that is built around that is so much more meaningful, but it's harder. So if you see that kind of streamers, one, they are rare. they are usually going to be focusing, and I have plenty of examples of that they grow, they accepted to do one thing, one trick ponies that are going to grow significantly faster. But
Yeah, I don't think
It-
anyone will argue with you
it's
there.
it's really comparable to like single game streamers in the gaming directories, where a guy will be like really really good at a game, like the not even the pro gamers, but somebody plays like one singular game, like the people that get really good at Overwatch and they only play that now. If they ever switch to another game,
boom.
boom, yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. People watch what they want to watch, and I mean, streamers stream what they want to stream. That's a great thing. That's the power you have on Twitch.
It also
But
depends on like how big the audience is too, because like I mean everyone if they're a single game streamer and they move on to something, you're always going to lose a portion of your audience. But I've seen single game streamers like move on to a different game and like they only lose like 100 or 200 people out of like thousands. But then there are other ones where I see like have like hundreds of people and then like they switch to something else, they have like 10 people watching. Like
Yeah,
it's
but
weird.
I think it's easier if you switch from creative to gaming. I think it's a teeny tiny bit easier because people are still there unless you have an most incredible talent ever at illustration or whatever. Yeah, people are going to follow you somewhere else, and I have plenty of people like that just found me through cooking and now come in like because I'm an idiot. Like,
Dude, same.
It's
Welcome
easier.
to the club. We're streaming. We're not smart. We're not rocket scientists.
But yeah, I think the personality is more important on the creative side because otherwise it's really that you have the craziest fucking talent.
I disagree with you there. I think it's more important in gaming
That's debate.
because in gaming,
gaming's oversaturated. You need to
in
you need to do something different.
one, gaming's oversaturated. You need to be infinitely better
Up
than,
there.
than the people in front of you to even get noticed. Two, gaming, if you're especially if you're a single game streamer, you'd have the personality of like a madman because like to base there are people who are good at video games, right? Like go look at the League of Legends directory. There are people who are in Challenger Master Tier, which is the top of the top in the world, right? They have like sub 100 viewers because they don't have a personality. Like you can be the best of the best, but if you don't have something to back it up, if you aren't good at what you do, then it doesn't matter. Okay.
I'd say it's not about having like a high energy personality. Anything that differentiates you from everybody else at all will bring the exposure.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, but being entertaining helps. I'm not saying like look at me
And
like
being original.
if I said high
hard
energy
to do.
streamers are the ones who get noticed, I think it helps. But I'm not. Like I sit there and I chill out all day. I'm just like whatever, what's going on? Sometimes I do shitty voices or what have you, but I'm never like, "Oh my god, guys." Like I just kind of sit there. I'm like, "Well, that happened." And I try to make jokes off of it. You work off of it. Like you try to bring something to the table that other people don't have. So like, say for example in my case, like, oh, I most of the streamers I see every day are like losing their goddamn mind. And I'm like, "Whoa, dude. Like you attacked an enemy. I need you to like take it down 20 octaves." Nothing happened.
Whoa, dude,
here.
we got a $1 donation going on the whiteboard.
Yeah, like that that like I'm just like, okay, like look, like that's cool if that's how you really are as a person, right? If you're that kind of person that gets that excited about everything, that's cool. That doesn't mean you're the
Yeah.
person for me, but I'm not going to sit there and shit talk you. I'm going to bring what I think is entertaining to the table, which I think is more of kind of like an improvisation type thing, with whatever you're doing essentially.
Your personality rubs off on the people that you want to be in a part of your community. So you're a fan of that dry humor improv sort of stuff, Shorpen, but the high energy streamers are gonna get like high energy people in their chat,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and that's what they want, and that's fine. That's what everybody there wants, and that just fulfills all of their destinies. They've become one with each other.
But
And
there are so many high energy right now. How
It's
do you
overwhelming.
brand yourself?
As long as they're not phony, it's fine. Some people are like forcing it so hard, and it's so
See,
painful.
it's
to watch.
disingenuous.
I can't stand that.
It's so painful. But I'll what was I gonna say? Shit. I lost it.
Bones is tired.
A little bit.
I saw White Stroller. We're gonna keep that question for later. I think I'd like to comment on that.
Yeah,
I'm writing
Yeah.
down questions. If you have
Yeah.
a question, I'll write
Yeah.
it down.
And our
We're gonna talk
and our
about
and
that
our
later, but
for
we have
all
forgot you.
people who are new, first hour is just kind of us, talking about our general topic. Second hour we take questions, and then we'll address basically whatever you want us to address within reason. Within reason. All right. I'm the judge of that.
Reason. Ask whatever you want.
I'm the judge. Hey, I'm writing down the questions.
Don't
Okay,
be an
don't worry.
asshole.
Good for you,
Can I
child. All right?
judge?
Are you doing it blindfolded? Drawing them down.
But
The
yeah,
shots already.
to that extent, I think the community is very similar. You need a gig. You still need something. You need to brand yourself as much as you do. I can buy that, Jordan. Your pen. I'm buying that. Your pen.
You have a chance to change it open. But no, yeah, it's just a lot of us have problems. I might be generalizing here with like genuosity. That's not a word. Brain, come on. Being genuinity, being genuine. Like, granted, all of us are performers, quote unquote. We're all putting on a show in some way. Like, sure, I may not. I like in my everyday life. I sometimes don't use funny voices, like when I'm just sitting there talking to myself, right? Sunday, please.
Creative.
I didn't want you to
We
notice.
did it,
Continue,
guys.
continue.
Like, I don't. You always put on a face. There's your performing face, and then there's your like off face, right? So like we can sit there like I'm doing an enhanced version of my personality.
Yeah.
When I perform, I'm being me, but I'm being a more vocal me, essentially, or maybe like a more emotive me or something. Like when I'm sitting there playing video games, like no one wants to see me just being me, or I'm just like, shit.
Okay,
Like
I really like that though. I don't want to scare you, but I really like that.
no, like
I have
that's fine.
issues.
Like I don't I when you do it for so long too, like the lines kind of blur. So like sometimes I'll just be sitting there and be like making voices. I'll like commentate to like playing video games by myself. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? No one's watching. Why am I doing this? Like you can't get away from it if you do it a lot, basically. But a lot of people play a completely different character, and whether they're doing it while they're playing a game or being creative. Like I know people. This is in my personal life. I know people that like hate art. Like they hate doing it. But if I told them,
They hate the idea of
yeah,
it.
like if I
Wait, do you mean like art, like drawing, or do you mean art as in
drawing, like basically being creative
Okay.
and drawing themselves. But if I told them about
Okay.
the creative category, I know they would jump on it in a heartbeat. Like people have a problem with that because that's not cool, Like they're like, well, you're not being a real person here. You're being what we want you to be, and like a lot of people don't like that,
But if you're not genuine, it just comes down to the fact that like it's gonna show eventually. It's exactly like playing a game you don't enjoy. Like it shows whoever you are. If you're full of shit and you just want to do that for Twitch fame, well, good for you. But I don't think you're
the
gonna
shit
attract
will
all
leak
that
out.
much. It does, but it does in Deviant Arts. For me, this is the biggest community that comes with the new viewership that we attracted on Twitch. But it just comes with it. There are people full of shit in the League of Legends repository and Skyrim and whatever you want it on the 2020 viewers. It's everywhere. So it comes with it. So for me, to that extent, it's creative is just like the rest of Twitch, with the exception that you have right now a very big opportunity to shine.
Yeah, like people see they see that like little fame bubble, like a little fame light off in the distance, and they're like, "Oh, Lyric's got 30,000 viewers. Man, that guy just sits there. He doesn't have a camera. He just sits there and makes dick jokes all day. I can do this. I'm going in, coach." And like they try to be that, and it's like you're not doing that's not you. It's not you, or B, you're just not doing it right. Like you're not doing it well. Like people try to emulate things that they see as success, and that's not necessarily how to be successful. Like sure, there is an aspect of emulation, but people want an original spin on something. So like sure, maybe you want to be Lyric and make dick jokes, but maybe sometimes you should make a boob joke.
It's good. Maybe the people that you're trying to compare yourself to didn't get there in the best ways. Like maybe you're trying to compare yourself to like Soda Poppin or something, and he like partied and he ate like paper on stream or something. I don't fucking know what he did, but maybe you're comparing yourself to not great people and you don't think they deserve it, but you shouldn't be comparing yourself in the first place because you can't do what they did to get that fame for yourself. You need to find something that's genuine and entertaining and original for yourself. You can't compare yourself to everybody else and think it's going to work for you.
No, no, absolutely
Being
not.
original is hard to do with such like so many people streaming though, you know. So it's like you have to like come up with something, or else like you have to come up with something a little. Or if you're not like really good at games, super entertaining, like you got to be original. Like that's like the only other way to do it, so that like people flock to you. And if you can't do any of those three things, then you're screwed.
Dude,
And that's
I've been
me.
streaming for 6 months. I don't even know what my gig is. I have no idea. I just know I'm decent at everything and I do all the things. That's my gig.
Yeah, that's kind of like me. I'm a jack of all trade, master of none. I've always been like good at everything I do, but not great at anything. I've never like speed run anything or done anything like that. I could always hold my own in competitive games, but I was never the best.
See,
it's me.
I mean, you know, people have founded their streams on that too, as being that jack of all trades.
Mhm.
But that's the thing, like you said, you need to point out something that makes it original. And going back to the creative category, like, you know, anybody can sit there and paint, right? But people still want the original spin on, like, say, painting. They want to
Not
see
everyone
like
can do it blindfolded. Continue.
But yeah, you have to do your own thing. I saw a dude. I adore the streamer. I found a new streamer. I just hosted him by pure randomness, and the dude is hilarious. And he has a shake weight, and there's a comment that he has to spin point, and he spins the shake weight looking intensely in the camera. That's his gig. He talks about dicks. He does vector art that is absolutely amazing, and he shakes his shake weight looking intently in the camera. Like that's his gig, but that's in
I'm
creative.
sorry, where do I find that? Can you link that to me?
Pornhub.com.
I need that in my life.
But it's
Shake weight
really,
roll
like,
34.
guys, if you don't know him, Strong Gamer, Strong with a K. It is wow. And this is a good example of a guy that started to play with doing video games, and then decided to move on to creative and do something amazing with it. And he has a great community around it and everything. And he is currently applying for partnership for with about 40 to 50 concurrent viewers, and he has a shot at getting it. He does with 50 viewers. Who in the gaming directory can say that?
Someone who's dating
Who knows admins?
A Twitch partner correspondent. That's about it.
Yep, pretty much.
Like it.
So
That
It sucks that that's true.
I mean, it's life. You can't get away from it. Like people make friends and they favor other people more than other people. You can't.
It's not about making friends. It's about the possibility for Twitch, and that's I'm just talking like with my hat in front of my face. I don't know what's the expression, but
I have no idea. Yeah.
Vogue?
talking through my hat, is that an expression? That's something that you say in French.
I know the American one, talking out of your ass. Like that's all I've got basically.
Okay, I'm not talking
it's
for
the same
Twitch.
thing.
My personal opinion about that is that they are prompted to partner these streamers who have amazing talent with the idea that they can monetize from the new viewership they are getting from the outside gaming world. So yes, they want to push on them. They want to make money out of it too, because when they partner people subscribe, and every time there's a bling bling that comes into Twitch's pocket. So it makes sense. It's not about favoritism, it's about a business opportunity that they do, which I think is amazing and good for people that can leverage from that. It's part of it's a business decision. You don't have to say that it's like being friendly friend. It's really just that. And I think all the concept they put around it is Jumbotron, the pushing, making big events, making Bob Ross a thing, which is fucking amazing. The food channel, this is all going in that direction. They're not just poking the Photoshop part of the internet. They are poking the cooking part. They are poking everywhere creative.
They're
programming.
They're basically they killed Justin TV, and they're like, oh wait, hold on, like bring it back.
Wait a minute.
We may have brutally murdered you, but like, come on, like, sorry, like, sorry, we took out the gun, put him down, but like, come on, come back, it's cool, we're cool now.
I that's a really good viewpoint to have, but I still think when you have a group of streamers that are being pandered to, if you will, I think favoritism spawns from that.
It might. We're all human, but I mean,
I don't think it's a bad thing, but I just want it too. You know.
If you learn to draw, just bring your fucking camera and bring in the kitchen.
I haven't bought a blindfold yet. I
can't. Something, and you're gonna get plenty of viewers.
Just
Right.
do something interesting Sunday, and you'll get like plenty of viewers. I don't mean that in an insulting way, by the way. I just felt
Do
like
something-
I should say that out front. It's just
Make
like
some more sound effects. You'll be fine. Don't worry about
Thanks.
it.
blow your
Finally,
commands
a language
some
I can
more.
understand. Thanks.
Make some more sound effects. That that's what you do.
Like
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll stand on a boat and do nothing for 45 minutes.
trying to go back to creative, like I just completely lost it. God damn it, Bones! You gave me your virus.
You just pulled an Aggie.
Oh, I got him.
Oh
Going
no!
back to creative.
Why are we all shimmying?
Because it's just that's the way you live, dude. Come on.
I do a jig.
Where do we see where do all of us see creative evolving from here? So they've got these new features that no one else has. I'm not mad. They're rapidly, I would say they're rapidly growing. I think it was kind of more rapid in the beginning with Bob Ross and stuff like that. It was huge. Now it's kind of tapered off, but it's still growing. Do we see Twitch adding in more categories? Like the way I see creative going is I think they might split it up because they're already splitting it up with their rules. Like it might become another game directory thing where every single game has its own category. Every single kind of thing in creative might have its own category. But there comes problems with that. Like
I don't know if I see that happening because creative has already built itself up so much. I think them splitting it all up is a bad business decision because then it's more complicated to find all of those specific categories. I think one creative category is good enough for them to help viewers find what they want within the creative category. But I think the creative directory in general needs more refinement, and I don't see why they wouldn't continue adding stuff to it since they have added so much in the past like 2 or 3 months.
Are you salty, Sunday?
Am I salty? Why am I coming off as salty but not Jorpan? I think you should be asking Jorpan.
I'm just used to your pen being like that.
that's my life, dude. I'm just like
Getting drama in here.
I've been salty for the past year. It's okay.
I
I love what they're doing with creative, but I just want to see it and be more incorporated into the gaming directories. And Twitch has said that they're adding what they've added to the creative directories to the gaming directories eventually. It's sort of like a testing ground, the creative directory.
You think? Maybe.
Well,
I hope so. That would be great.
Creative had the posts in its stream, and they had their posts. They had Twitch posts before we did, and then like a month later we got it. So yeah, I initially thought like, well, this is bullshit. Creative's getting everything, and then like they did that. I was like, oh, they're just using it as a beta testing ground. Fuck that. I'm cool.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly. I talked to Distorted. He's not like an admin. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have direct ties with Twitch, but he said that's exactly what they're doing. I trust his opinion on that because he is like a global mod, I think.
There's a point that I saw on chat by Jace that makes total sense, and that brings an idea that I saw on Reddit. When you start out as a streamer, ideally what you can do if you are really looking to grow is to try to bring people outside of Twitch inside of Twitch, which makes total sense because right now the market is saturated.
People who are going out and doing things with their lives, destroy their lives, bring them to the internet where they can never escape.
It's the dream world with
join us
come true in a lot of points. So yeah, when you try to bring them in, and Jay says that he knows a streamer that just started doing like pen and paper and mixing it up with games, and I feel I kind of did the same thing. Like I'm pulling creative streamer inside the gaming directory, and a lot of people raised hand earlier saying that, man, I found you on creative and now I watch you play video games and swear like a fucking sailor. But yeah, that's another point of how it affects growth, and all of these faithful regular that I have that came from creative is these people that I pulled out. Otherwise, they'd be watching Dance Gaming. So it's also another point that helps growth. Sorry, I just thought it was so smart and so yeah.
No, like getting those regulars does help your growth though, like because then you always have that basis whenever you go into. So like someone just starts streaming, they start streaming Overwatch. Like no, like nothing's gonna happen there. Like dude, come on. Like if you're not doing it solely to play Overwatch and just stream it, right? If you're doing it because like I wanna get people to watch me, like no, like that's not how this works.
Yeah. I actually have a relevant story. I saw a post on the Twitch subreddit recently. That was basically asking. He or she was asking, why am I not getting viewers? I've been streaming in the Dota directory for a couple months now, and I'm just a laid back streamer trying to have some fun and commentate over the game. I replied with, well, that's what thousands of other streamers are trying to do in the Dota directory. You're not going to have any. You're going to have a lot of trouble gaining regular viewers because hundreds of other people in the Dota directory specifically are doing the exact same thing you are. So you can't complain about not getting viewers. You don't deserve. You don't have any right to get viewers, even if you are doing something like out of the ordinary. And that's just what streaming is. You're providing a free service. Nobody's expected to watch you.
Nobody owes you anything.
Yeah.
Nobody owes us anything. Like the fact that any of us,
It's fun to talk about it though, you know.
the fact that
It's fun
any
to
of
talk
you,
about
the
it.
fact that even one of you gives any of us attention any day is just
It's fantastic.
Yep.
it's insane. Like because like why? The
I just hate when people complain about it.
fuck,
Get up
man?
on my face.
I just do mine as a hobby on the weekends. Like I don't take mine seriously. I don't plan on it to grow. I just like sharing games with people who want to watch them. And the fact that even like 10 people show up is like, wow, what are you doing here?
yeah, like
I
seriously.
can't believe it.
Yeah,
Like, what do you-
I was talking about that earlier. Like with I have one of my regulars that started coming in a couple weeks ago, and he doesn't miss any of my stream. And I'm like, I love you, but why?
Yeah, basically.
Like, we have the same schedule. It works because we live around this, and we like a schedule is really like a good match. He's in the same time zone and he has the same schedule and everything. But it's so fucking amazing that you get the people that are gonna be there. Whatever the fuck you are doing, it's fine. They're gonna be there. They don't like the game. They don't care. You're funny. It's like it's fantastic. I just want to say that it's just Pac-Man. I'm talking about you.
Like we can't. Everyone usually tries to be humble. Usually there's some people who are like, I'm the fucking greatest. Like I don't even give a shit. But like okay, so I don't want to get into this because I'm gonna get emotional. Basically, I'm supposed to be the unfeeling piece of shit.
No,
so we're not gonna.
Hashtag ugly crying.
I'm dead inside.
Hey, we're both adults. We're all dead inside.
You're
Except
easily
Sunday.
triggered.
Look,
Wait,
man.
what was that?
I said we're all dead.
Did you just say I have a soul?
When you Sunday, when you turn 18, like your soul instantly hardens and like turns into coal. Okay, you don't understand
I guess
yet.
we start the countdown.
Like you're getting there, buddy. You're getting there, but you're not there yet. Okay. One day you'll feel just as bad as we do every day.
Woo!
Yay!
Wishing for bad stuff. That's exactly like you. Your pen. Your pen.
You know, I have some secrets to tell about Jordan.
Yeah, give me a second, guys. I'll just mute myself for a second.
It's okay.
Last night we were talking about the creative directory. He said himself that he wants it to burn, and he wants all of the people in the creative directory and all the staff to start supporting the gaming directories more.
That's exactly
you.
what I said. Yes. I just
No,
sat there. I was just
we-
like, yeah, fuck it. Like literally burn the servers it's on. Like I just want to see it.
No, we were actually talking about how we could better categorize the gaming directories for the podcast because that could be a topic. So I thought that maybe categorizing subgenres of games would be a good idea instead of clicking on games on Twitch and having like a huge hundreds and hundreds of games on Twitch to scroll through. You have genres, and within those genres you have games, and within those games you have hashtags. So that splits up streams more, so there isn't just thousands of viewer streams at the top. You have like 100 viewer, then down 20 viewer of streams. I'm just envisioning this in my head. I don't know if it's a good idea. Jordan thought it was a terrible idea. I don't really know why,
I
because
thought it was terrible.
I have a hard time. I don't agree with that either.
It's bad from a design perspective. So you're adding additional clicks to get someone to where they want to be. So like from the web designer perspective, that's terrible. Don't do that. Like it also doesn't do anything. You're literally doing nothing by adding genres of games. Like you're doing nothing but adding an additional click. So the way you describe it to me right now is you have the Twitch main page as it is now, except instead of games, there's genres, right?
No. You have the Twitch main page, then just the gaming directory. The gaming directory itself is full of instead just lists of games. It's lists of genres.
So
and within those genres, there are the games.
So you go to the game directory, and then it gives you, like, say, for example, there's genres: action, adventure, role playing, etc.
Right.
Then you click on one of those. It opens up to a bunch of games within that genre.
Yeah.
What have you accomplished by doing that, other than giving additional clicks?
You've subdivided the streams.
How does the how does the Twitch?
It's better for viewers because they don't maybe they don't want to watch like League. They can watch they can divide it into genres. Exactly what I said.
How does the Twitch front page work? Is it still games? When you look at the Twitch front page, there's the top 10 games being streamed. How does that work?
I don't want to change the front page at all.
Then you're doing nothing, because that's the problem. Like, the Twitch front page is what the majority of casual users use. They're like, oh, these are the games that are being streamed on Twitch. The farther down you have to scroll or click, the less people are ever going to do that, right? Because one, patience. Two, like, some people genuinely don't realize there are more than 10 games being streamed on Twitch at any one time. Like, they see those 10 front page games on the front page, and they're like, okay, that's it. Let's pack it up. There's no one else playing video games.
They must be pretty young.
Either that or they don't care.
What if it was an option?
Either that or they don't care. Like, they found, like, the two big streamers that they like Cryotic or, I don't know, someone else, PewDiePie. And then they just... PewDiePie doesn't stream, does he?
Yeah, he hasn't. He streams that.
No, thank God he doesn't.
What if it was an option to turn that on, and otherwise it would just be off? I don't know. I just want a better way to categorize streams.
It would just end up with the same people looking for small streamer like we are. I know I enjoy small streamer better than like the people with 20,000 views, but it's just gonna attract these kind of people. We are actively anyway looking for these.
Yeah, you're trying to get the people who aren't actively looking for people to get to these streams, because they're the major majority.
Like, I guess the people who are looking for smaller streams are finding them and are actually using their brain.
Yeah, that's wow. Jesus.
I actually like, you guys ever had it where when you started streaming there was like people who would show up all the time, and then as soon as you hit like 100 followers, like only 100, it's like boom, you're too popular for them, and then you need to find somebody else.
A lot of my older regulars don't even come to the stream anymore, whether that's because of outside sources or because of that. Who knows?
It's because you didn't play Persona for a really long time, I think, in your specific case, Jordan. But
I actually know some people who are like, your stream's a little crowded for me now, and I'm like, I have like 10 people watching. Like, how is that crowded?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Follow bots hurt me a lot. The bots in general hurt me a lot.
They hurt you?
Yeah.
How come?
But
because people will come in and they'll think it's me doing it, even if I try to explain it. They just don't want to be involved with any of that. You know what I mean? They'll come in, they'll say this is the chatbots too.
I got viewbotted one day, and it was for me. It was I mean, I'm not. I have to be honest. It was an extremely successful day for me when I got viewbotted. But I mean, I'm sad because like all those people thought, like, I was telling them as soon as I got like 30 followers in one day, and I was just like, it was just crazy, and new people kept coming. I was like top 5 person playing Dark Souls 3, and so many new people were coming in, and like as soon as someone hit that follow button, I was like, just so you know, I'm being viewbotted right now. Like, I do not normally have this many viewers. I was up to like 700, and I was like, I do not have this many people watch me. I am a small streamer. And most people were like, oh no, that's cool, I'm glad I found you, and like people were really nice about it, but like a couple people were like, but not that many. And it was honestly like a really nice day where a lot of new people came. And my mods just banned all the bots in the chat, so after like an hour, like, didn't even have to worry about that anymore. But but new people kept showing up. So I felt bad because I felt like I wasn't earning the followers and the viewers. Like I don't deserve to be number 5 like playing Dark Souls 3. I didn't earn that. And I felt bad for that, but I also felt good because I had a really good day.
But just keep in mind, White Shoulder said something earlier too that it means a lot, and I can identify to that, is the fact that 95% of the time, people are not looking for new streamers. They're just looking the usual they're always looking for anyway. So even
absolutely.
if you do the greatest repository directory you can imagine that will allow you to discover 95% of the time, and even I do that, the only moment I'm going to actively be looking for someone is because nobody's on, and that never happens at some point.
There needs to be like a poll
once you're like
that's
following
directed
like
towards
people.
There needs to be a poll that's directed towards the newer viewers of Twitch that gets out to all of them, that just asks them why they're looking for a streamer and what sort of streamer they're looking for and what director they're looking for.
But people, who cares? They're all new. They all knew the new creative anyway.
If you don't watch creative streamers, you can go fuck yourself, is basically what we're saying.
I don't think anyone goes out looking for, I need a new streamer that, like, I really enjoy. I think 99% of people are like, I want to watch someone play this game, and then they just go and they, like, click through the people playing that game until one of them is like, oh, right, this person doesn't want to make me vomit in my mouth, so I will watch them for a while.
That's your criteria? They're really easy to please.
There's a couple of ways that I see people do this. So there's that, which I think is probably the most prevalent, where I do that. I'm like, oh man, I haven't seen anyone play Persona in a while. I want to see if anyone's doing it. Basically, the way I look, because usually no one's streaming it. Because I like to talk about the game, and I like to find people who like the game as much as I do.
Exactly, especially people who like, Kingdom Hearts people. They think they know everything about Kingdom Hearts. Oh my god.
They don't know shit compared to me, buddy. All right, okay, I will take them on in a lore battle of the century.
I'll take you on now. I mean,
I told you.
You told it a lot to me, yeah, and you didn't answer some of my questions, and then I did fucking research, and now I probably forgot it all. Let's be honest.
It's okay. It's God. Oh my God, later games. That's aside the point though, because the second point is a lot of people get what they get from things basically is like one of the streamers they like will host someone, right? And they'll be like, man, maybe that's another way. That's another great way people meet other streamers they like, is host, like networking basically. But instead of streamers networking, it's viewers networking. Like you're like, oh, like if I host someone, like I like this person, I like what they do, I think you'll like it too. And then if they like them, then they have that option in front of them. There's no input on their end, so that's one way people find new streams. The other is if they're actively like searching for people in certain areas, and I think that's the rarest. That's the people who like specifically like, okay, I need to find more streamers that I can like network with and talk to. Like that, I think that is the major minority.
Certain area? What do you mean, like physical areas?
No, I mean like they'll go. Sorry, I distracted me. They'll go to certain games or what have you, and they'll troll around the bottom. Like, okay, these people are at my level, right? They're like streamers. So like, these people are at my level. I can talk to them, and maybe they'll give me attention. Like I feel like that is the minority in people. Most people are just looking for someone to watch they think is entertaining, and they do that by looking for the games they like. Basically, is what I'm saying.
You're right. I can get behind that. Just to come back maybe to the viewbot situation, what happened to you two. I can see how the viewership increase might have helped, and
I just don't like bad first impressions. Sorry, just the bad first impressions really got to me. I'll before I started streaming, before I got the viewbot aids, I would go to somebody's stream, and if they looked like they were getting bots or something, they were getting botted at all, I'd assume it was them. I know that's bad of me, but now I know. I'd assume it was them and be like, fuck this person, I'm leaving. So I don't blame anybody for thinking that, because it's easy to think that it's automatically just them doing it and they're not being botted by somebody else. But go on. Sorry.
Okay. Mine wasn't a viewbot situation, but it really helped my growth and the expansion of my community. It's a Jumbotron. It's the viewbot of creative. And that's a direct.
But it's
a
legal.
ticket to the front page, to the first few
Twitch
streamers.
approved. But they're all real viewers.
They are real.
It's Twitch approved boost.
No. It's artificial. It's very artificial. I've been on Jumbotron a couple times. I told you already about that. With the launch of the cooking channel, I ended up on a Jumbotron, I think 2 or 3 times, and I ended up on the Jumbotron again for the Overwatch contest. And it's artificial. It really helped. Some people came in because I was on Jabba Directory, and it's cool. It's the legal way to do it, but these are not the kind of people that maybe one out of 30 people are going to get in, and they are going to maybe interact with you. But if you click on my channel for the equivalent of my viewership / following, I have a ridiculous amount of page views. It's due to the Jumbotron, and that rewarded me in the end, except maybe like giving me like 100 people once or twice of concurrent viewership.
I mean, yeah, and at that point, like it's all up in the air, because if you get on the front page of anything, like you're not necessarily getting the people who are looking for that specific thing, who might be more like inclined to like whatever you're doing. You're just getting like everybody.
Just exposure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad exposure by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think any exposure is bad. Well, I mean, to an extent, it depends on the person, obviously, that's getting the exposure. But that exposure isn't bad, because there were people that were browsing through the creative directory in the first place. They were viewing your stream and counting as viewers. So maybe they liked what they saw. They clicked on you. Maybe they didn't like it. They clicked away. Bam. Simple as that. Speaking of that, Snips asks, sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just saying, maybe the concept, if it does give visibility, it's cool, and that's something that probably could be implemented in the rest of the directory. But don't forget, and that's the bad side of creative for me, we don't have any transparency on how these streams are selected. That's where we're talking about favoritism. Am I pronouncing this right?
Yeah, that's
favoritism.
Mm-hmm.
Favoritism. Anyway, that is where creative picks their little friends and put them there.
And put them in the Jumbotron? That's exactly what Snips asked.
I'm talking out of my ass again.
There you go.
Everybody that I've talked to that streams on creative, they say that Twitch just comes into their chat or contacts them from watching their stream just randomly, because creative, if you didn't know, has their own staff team apart from all of the other areas of Twitch. Creative has their own staff team that does creative things. Like they set up the Bob Ross channel. They did all of that.
Favoritism.
Well, I mean, to a certain extent, yes. The staff team themselves, humans, not robots. They'll go into streams and they'll pick certain streamers that they personally like, and they'll put them on the Jumbotron and they'll rotate them out. That's how that works, Snips, because you asked that. Aggie, do you want to elaborate on that, because you've had it happen to you? You said you got emailed by Twitch.
Huh?
You said you got emailed by Twitch when you were on the Jumbotron?
Yeah. Not just the Jumbotron. This is like, I got emailed. Oh, I did not finish the story. I sidetracked again. Gisley will be proud of me. And what happened is that when the launch, I've been contacted by Twitch to be part of the launch, and I've been told that if I go if I go live on that particular time and throughout the week, I have a great chance of exposure, which happened. I gained, I think, 200 follows in a single month on that month, something like that. And I did not stream all that much. I see you smiling, Bonesbrook. What's that?
What?
He wants to live that life. He just thought about like, wow, EG, 200s.
I wish I could cook.
I wish I could cook, honestly. I can't.
You can stream yourself cooking crackers.
I make a mean breakfast.
Cooking crackers? Did you just say cooking
after
crackers?
breakfast?
Delicious.
No.
A delicious glass of water.
I can make
Anyway.
3-minute ramen in 2 minutes.
Breakfast. Anything breakfast.
So yeah,
I can just eat ramen hard
waffles.
out of the package.
So yeah, because I started streaming more seriously in February, and back in that time, I was only streaming maybe twice or 3 times a week. Now I'm up to 5, I think. And it really was the biggest fucking jumpstart for me. It's incredible, getting 100 people getting to your channel, getting the follows, coming in and everything, getting rated. I got rated a partner streamer that didn't know that I would oh, you're drunk and you're in the kitchen. That's so cool. So it really is a jump start. So that I will be okay with implementing it if you think that the process of selecting these streamers is cool. I'm not 100% cool with it. I benefit for it, but I think it just opens the door as you know someone from the admins, you get the ticket. There you go. You're cute.
I can really respect that you can find the flaws from it, even though you benefited from
I'm guilty. I'm guilty, but
it.
I'm
Let's
humble
do,
about
let's do a creative cooking stream where literally we just
Eat.
fail. No,
it. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
fail so hard.
Wait, so you can
Alright,
make the
chat.
food, but you can't eat it?
Of course you
Consider
can,
that
but
for
like,
fun? No, you can't.
for example, what
Used to be
they
able to,
are
so.
not allowing you to do is just spending like sitting down and eating all the stream.
Okay.
It has not to be the main focus of that. You have to make the food ideally, and you have to. The majority of your time has to be that. For example, if I stream cooking for 3-4 hours, if I sit down to eat like 4 minutes because I'm hungry and I haven't eaten my day and I'm gonna faint, yeah, that's okay. But like, don't sit down, light up the candles with Mr. Aggie, and eat like looking each other in the eye with the 30 viewers.
I'd watch that. I'd host that.
So yeah, that's just what it is. It's not, you're not allowed to do that.
Do we have any last thoughts before we probably radically depart away from the creative channel? I have one thing I want to say. I want to be on TV, Mom. I want to be on the big TV. That's all I got.
The Jumbotron.
I want to be on the Jumbotron,
If I
Mom.
was on the if I actually made it to the Jumbotron and like knew I was on the Jumbotron, I would actually probably like back away from the webcam as far as I can and then hold up a sign that's like, "Hi, Mom, I'm on."
Nobody's ever
I'm on
done
TV.
that, I don't think.
It's really nerve-wracking, guys. I never had other than their 100 viewers, and it's like I did not understand in the beginning what was happening to me, because I mean I was like I was telling myself, for a cooking stream, which is probably my most popular streams, if I get 30 concurrent viewers, this is my goal. Doing video games, my goal is 20. If I'm doing creatives, it's 30. And if I go that, I'm off the fucking chart. I'm so fucking happy, objective, accomplished, everything. At one point, I started looking at my viewership. I don't look at count. PSA, don't look at the viewer count.
Don't ever. It does nothing but ruin everything.
It's cool.
And at one point, I'm not really paying attention because with my setup in my kitchen, I'm not able to do that anyway. So, well, fuck. So at one point, when my mod says, you are at 80 viewers, I'm like, what? Am I getting, my first thought, I'm getting view botted. I'm like, fuck. How can I view bot in creative? I see my chat is rolling and everything. Everything's normal. I go see, and I go click, and I'm, oh my god. I'm in a Jumbotron.
Yeah, if I ever was, I wouldn't want to know, like, because if any, whether you see more people or less people is irrelevant, because it affects the way you do things. You see more people, it could be like, oh baby, I got more people, I'm gonna act like a fucking idiot, or yeah, exactly.
Let me like, okay, I have more viewers. Okay.
You're like, I have more viewers. Oh, hello there. Like, but if you have less viewers, just like, well, fuck, like you're just gonna get bums. Like, don't
No,
do it.
Absolutely not.
It's terrible.
And I live by Sunday's rule now. I no longer check my viewer count. I check it just make sure that I don't talk to an empty room at like when I 5 minutes in my stream, and then I close it down and I open it back up at the end to stream match it and see what happened. That's it. And I just work with a chat. Thank you, Sunday. Thank you.
That's what I do. Yep.
And it really changed my approach, and I think my general level of earning are different. I just approach the stream differently, and I really want to stream, when I stream for 10 viewers, for 5 viewers, for 20, for 40, 2,000 one day. It's going to be the same Aggie. It's just going to be the same Aggie. I want that.
Maybe a little taller. Shorter hair, I don't know.
A little
Longer.
shorter. She's gonna shrink. She's at that age now.
Oh,
She'll
oh,
start-
man.
She goes up, and then she starts going back down slowly.
Such is life.
No, I'm small enough as it is. Did you know that Mr. Aggie's 6'5"?
Ooh,
I'm
man.
5'3".
He does look tall, yeah.
5'3".
Wow.
I'm a midget.
You're tiny.
It's
I could
okay.
fit you in my pocket.
You're shorter than my mom. My mom's like almost. I think my mom's like 4'10" now. Holy shit, she's short. Oh. But besides that, we are now in the second hour of the podcast, so I think we had a couple of backlog questions. But hey, chat, if you have a question for any of us about essentially,
you just refer to all of those nice people in the
essentially
stream as
anything,
chat.
I want you to shut the fuck up for a second. I'm trying to host a goddamn podcast. I swear to God, I'll put you in the ground, kiddo. I'm 10 feet tall and ripped.
Do you want the hospital or the graveyard?
But if you have a question, please, we'll be writing them down. Feel free to ask them. Sunday's got a couple backlog questions we'll be working through for, and I would like him to tell me some of them now. Hello, friend. Hi.
I do too, by the way.
Okay. We'll Sunday, you go first.
Pacman17_ asks, gaming stream is actually just a statement. He says gaming streams are saturated. So elaborate.
That's really his question.
It was a statement. Yeah, I feel like I could elaborate on this a little bit. Gaming streams are saturated. He was stating this when we were talking about creative streaming versus gaming streaming, I think. So gaming streams are saturated, yes, but that doesn't mean you can't be original and you can't still grow, because that's how you grow, is by being original and doing something that not everybody else is doing. It could be easy to grow in creative, yes, because it's not saturated yet. The directory isn't full of like 1,000 viewer streams. So that's my take on it.
And only certain parts of games are oversaturated. Like you look at the top 10 games, those are oversaturated. You look at anything else, like there's plenty of room for a smaller person to grow. It won't be to the extent that if you had that same amount of viewers in a bigger category could grow, but there's room for growth. Like, look, don't expect to play the newest game every day that comes out and like get famous.
And if somebody wants to find something, they'll find it,
Yeah.
If somebody wants to watch Super Mario Bros. Or whatever, they'll find it. They'll find it in the game directory because there's search, and Twitch makes it easier for people. It could be easier.
Twitch needs better search functions, but that's another topic.
It's pretty
for another
outdated.
day.
In fact, they did improve the search function. I don't know if you've seen that. They improved it like yesterday.
Seriously?
Did they add
across
tags?
all of Twitch?
Did they add tags? Did they add sorting?
They didn't add tags, but
they didn't add sorting. They didn't add anything.
Like,
they didn't improve the search function.
I don't know if you want to look at it right now, but they did legitimately improve the search function. If you just click on the search bar, you can like look up random stuff, and it categorizes them into different things. It makes it cleaner and nicer to look at. But hey,
and like let's not forget, I think you're right, Sunday. It's saturated on some extent, but there is room for new people that start from scratch. From the repository, I think the sweet spot is the 500 to 100 viewers. This is where you're gonna make friends.
Yeah.
This is what happened to me. This is my personal recipe. Guys, take note if you want to start streaming.
She's a cook. Here's the recipe.
Yeah, trust me, I'm Canadian. So I started streaming with Skyrim. Skyrim, my first main. I like Skyrim, and I said, why not? I had a shitty machine, and it could run Skyrim, so I did. And this got me from 0 to 5. That's what worked. And because you have a webcam, you have half decent sound. I did not used to have good sounds. It really helps to just go in a repository that's going to have less viewers, so you don't end up at the bottom of the list. So I think it's still possible.
Yeah, no, it's completely possible. You just need to be in that basically important area where you can get noticed. Like, anytime I see a thread on the Twitch subreddit where it's like, man, I've been playing Overwatch for like 7 years now. Like, dude, what the hell? Why has no one come to my stream? It's like, dude, because you're streaming to nobody and there's 7,000 people above you. No one's going to like go through 100+ pages and be like, "Oh no, this guy's great. I like this guy." No one will do that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. If you're doing something like playing an undersaturated game, people are going to find you because they're going to be looking for that game if they actually want to watch you. But if you're playing Overwatch and you're not doing anything that's important to anybody, like, I'm sorry for the harsh truth, it's true, then nobody's going to have a reason to find you in the first place. Unless you have some longer quest in your title.
Oh gosh.
I grew pretty fast right off the bat. Like, it was like my first stream. I got like 5 followers, and I knew nobody on Twitch other than my friend Sarah, because she was like, come do stuff on Twitch. Like, that's where I hang out now. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, yeah, I could do this, and I just played Valkyria Chronicles 1, the first one. I played it for like a day, and like a bunch of people came, and it was great because like no one else was streaming it, I guess. And then I actually really like streaming games that no one else is streaming, or just old school games that I haven't played in a really long time. RPGs, it's fun.
And it's weird. There's some games that have like really big. I don't want to say like cult followings, but cult followings like Undertale or Terraria.
Oh my god.
Undertale's like finally dying off. Like it
Yeah,
must
Yeah.
be, right?
It's dying
is.
out,
But
yeah.
if I stream Undertale, I'll get like 5-10 people that'll come in and do the standard Undertale roleplay.
Oh,
They're gonna be Alphys. You be
Hey,
Alphys, I'll be Undine.
I want to be Sons of Heaven's Bones. Did you have a skeleton of fun in this podcast?
But, yeah,
I
there's
need
always- there's
you
always
to
a-
stop.
There's always a way, even with games dying out, to scramble some more people. Yeah, definitely.
Basically, hey, be a good streamer. People will find you unless you're playing Overwatch. Then no.
Don't play League of Legends. Seriously,
No, don't
play League
don't
of
even
Legends.
like even let alone don't stream it. Also, don't play it. Like just don't. It'll
I
kill
hate
you.
it,
It
but
will
still.
kill your life. Don't do it. Trust me. All right,
I
Aggie.
used to play it, and then I moved, and my internet sucked in my new place, so I couldn't play it. And now, luckily, I just never got back in. Now that I have good internet,
Luckily,
Yeah.
because it absorbs your life.
I could
I
have an
just never
entire
into it.
podcast about MOBAs, but Beside-
Overwatch is already like my new absorb. It's taking my life.
Aggie, you said
It's
you
so
had a
good.
question, right? That you wrote down from someone.
Yep, I wrote it down on the CounterCast chat. So, well, I could since he asked it a while ago. This was from White Stroller. Give me a second.
Okay.
Another question: is it better? The female versus male streamer topic.
So that's pretty broad. I'll try to narrow it down. A lot of people have serious problems with female streamers in general.
They can go fuck themselves.
Exactly. Like I
Girls can't play video games. What the hell is this?
like now
I love that.
Why am I looking at a girl?
But I understand that. Oh, you didn't finish your question. Just finish your question if you want. But I have plenty of opinions like that.
Me too.
like
I'm gonna white knight you so hard.
Shut the
I think
hell
it's
up,
a subject
kiddo.
for a whole fucking CounterCast.
Like
Yeah.
there are benefits to being a girl streamer. No one can deny that. There are also negatives. There are benefits to being a male streamer. There are also negatives. We all have problems and issues that come along with our gender, whether we like it or not. As I feel like I feel like this way. Like I watch streams that I think are entertaining. I don't think anyone can be any less entertaining than any other person, dependent on their gender. There's always that old adage like, oh, girls can't be funny because like no, I'm serious. The stand up comedian circle is like all men. Like a girl tries to come in, everyone's like, can't make jokes. Yeah, like people are entertaining regardless of their penis or vagina. Like it just takes.
It's just
He said it.
penis. But the thing is, it helps, and I think it helped me as a beginner because, and I'm gonna quote someone that came into my stream and said that. He's not here right now. He don't watch me anymore. Who cares? Doesn't matter. It was from 0 to 5, and that worked. He said, "I came in for the boobs. I stayed for the funsies." That's pretty much all there is. What that means is that you're gonna scroll on directory. I'm gonna look for two things. I'm gonna look for webcams and mics in a game, and like not 0 viewers because they're probably not talking. And I think that's just me. You have that, and some men are going to click on the webcam where they see hair, and it's obviously a chick. Where it's interesting for me is that these people sometimes they're really gonna come in and say, "Hey babe, show me your tits." But there will be moments where they're gonna stay because holy shit, she's crazy. She like I have what I like to think to say the diarrhea of the mouth, which is kind of my running gag, and I jump from one subject to another. I'm all over crazy, and I play all the things, and that's what they end up liking because I'm not trying to be the super fucking boobed streamer they were looking for, but maybe at some point, some extent, I go like pick something else. Where I have a problem with girl streaming on Twitch, there aren't that many in the creative directory or
In
altogether
general.
that much in general. Most of them are really okay. But the very popular streamer that are obviously here to show their tits,
I
that I
you know
have a
what
problem.
I
I know sex sells, but it's just expanding the idea that you are not an interesting person and you have to use your body in a place where your personality should be a prime thing.
I mean, but
I don't know.
that's their choice. Like, people can use their body however they want. I have no problem with girls who stream, who basically are just there to
this
be
is
glorified boob cams. But I also agree. I also have the concession that if you're doing that, is Twitch necessarily the site for you? Right? Like,
Pornhub.
I'm not even that. It's just like this is mainly supposed to be a site about video games. This isn't necessarily about us. Sure, as streamers, we are a major important of our part of our broadcast, but essentially, this game is a site. This site is for streaming video games. The video game should take some kind of precedent over anything. That's why I have problems with huge overlays. This is not only a part of the tit streaming thing. I have a problem with huge overlays. I have a problem with anything that obstructs the game I have problems with people going full cam, every like donation, what have you. This site is about video games. Everything else is secondary to that fact. If you make something else a primary aspect, I feel like you're getting in the way of the original intention of the site. Granted, it's gonna happen every once in a while, but like it should never, the focus should never be away from the game you're playing. It should always be there, essentially.
Jordan, I'm gonna disagree with you on
Just-
that one.
Just see Frank, what Frankie
Counter.
said. This is like the proof of my theory. Like it helped. It helped being a woman. But
Yeah, no, it's one of the
like,
positives. Like you were different. Like there are hundreds of me's out there, like just sitting there playing video games. But then they see a girl and like, oh shit, dude, this is the one girl amongst the sea of the roving sea of peni. Like you just it gives you an advantage in that aspect because you have something original to the site. Of course, there, obviously the
but
world's
that
50-50.
doesn't necessarily translate, and that's a problem. And that's where we become more equal. There are simply less partnered girl. There are simply less viewership by partnered girl. There are statistics on that. I could show you.
No, yeah, no, exactly,
But the
because
thing
there's
is,
less
even
girls.
though
Like,
they click on my face, it doesn't necessarily end up in a follow, and there's the backlash of people being rude to me, being disgusting, getting threatened. It happened. I only been streaming 6 months. I got threatened,
yeah,
death twice.
it's happened to all of us. Like we've
Criticizing the body and everything.
I've never been literally threatened with death.
it's happened to
before.
everyone but Bones.
I haven't been threatened with death
I've
either.
never actually like you.
It's
fucking
happened to
suck, I'm gonna
only me and
fucking kill
Aggie.
you.
Okay,
I'm gonna kill you, bitch. I'm gonna kill your mother, you fucking whore.
Yes, people. Yeah, like you
Well,
can't
those
escape
people
that.
Are fucking stupid.
Like I said, like you get the click, but we're equals because the only people who stay there are people who think we're entertaining.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what gender we are. Like you may have the advantage, like more people. Oh, girl, but like you also just you have
a preference.
you have to you have to be just as good at streaming as I am. Like there's no. You don't get an advantage just because you're a girl. Like it evens out. Basically, is what I'm saying.
I mean, she's
Yeah,
pretty.
it does. It does. I think Twitch needs more female streamer, more entertaining, more me. But I think in the end, we end up as equal in how we want to approach a streaming.
Yeah.
Becomes the same.
Okay, back to what Jorpin said about Twitch just being for games. No, it's not. It's about entertainment. It's an entertainment platform, and Twitch has made that perfectly clear with the introduction of creative, obviously. So, I think the girl gamers that accentuate their breasts. Let's go with that. I'm not going to call them like boob streamers or whatever, but call them whatever. Oh my. So, I think they're just doing something that makes them stand out, and there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion.
I mean, I've already told you.
That's
I
the
don't think
attention I want.
it just depends on the person. Like, Aggie doesn't want that. She said that before. I wouldn't want that if I was in the position. I still don't think. I have no problem with it. I just think like even from a financial perspective, like you want to do that, go play like on a campsite. You're gonna get paid way more. The fuck you doing? Like come on, dude.
It's comparable to any other thing that people just stand out. Like some people are really high energy, and when they get a donation, they'll dance around and something like that. I'm not too into that,
I'm not either.
but
I do. I stop gaming and I do like my victory dance.
no, but that's cool because you're usually like cooking when you do that, so it's fun. You're already
You
like
don't even need to give Sunday money in order for him to do it. You just gotta
Can
go
we mute Nick?
exclamation mark shake. And
Shake.
he'll dance for you.
Okay. I'm
Like,
a boy though, so it's okay.
there's Ivy brings up a good point. There's nothing morally wrong with what you're doing. There's nothing morally wrong with that. No one's gonna argue that. If they do,
But they're giving me a hard time.
Throw it out the
I hate
window.
them. I hate them because they're giving me a hard time because some people come in and expect that.
No, and that's
Because
understandable.
the popular ones are mostly, I'm not going to name drop, but someone got banned for 30 days recently for that.
It was me.
Was it you?
And I
It was me.
Was it
Huh?
you?
It was
It was
me.
you.
It was me.
It wasn't me.
It
It
was
was Aggie.
It was me.
I will admit
It was
that
Aggie.
I will admit that those girls
What?
streamers.
Aggie, what did you do?
But yeah, I mean, I'm not comfortable with that because these kind of viewers, this is kind of this is kind of the things that's really it's not a big deal. I don't care.
Yeah.
When someone like come in and tell me like nice tits, I'm just gonna like ban their mask. Bye bye.
Hey, thanks.
But it's annoying. I have to keep mods on like 24-hour shift and just making sure that this is not something I need to keep like a super fucking tight grip on the rest of my community for these people because this is not where I want to take my streaming. This is not. I want people to feel comfortable and be like themselves and positive. And
No,
it's just I gotta keep the watch on that. It's very fucking annoying.
Yeah,
It's not bad because you're being personally offended by it. It's because you don't want your viewers to think
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
It's also like expectations. Like if you have a bunch of popular streamers, no matter what, it doesn't matter what gender you are. Like the people are gonna have expectations based on those popular streamers. You know, you look at a giant streamer, you see their chat being like, "Whoa, Kappa, Kappa, Kappa," you know, PogChamp.
Yeah.
Like people,
Forzen's chat.
people expect that then all of a sudden from other people's chats, and then if you don't live up to those expectations, they react in a negative way. That happens to everyone, you know. I feel like it's a worse of a problem when it comes to girl streamers and stuff like that. But
That's exactly what I want to talk about.
yeah, like
Boobs
it's
causes a lot of problems.
If viewers see like female streamers that have thousands of views and that's all they're seeing in the major huge directories, in all the major directories, if they go to like a smaller female streamers chat and they're not doing the same thing, that's like ruined their perception of what female streamers should be on Twitch or whatever. I don't know.
like yeah, like it's all a matter of perspective, and like perspective can be ruined by like anyone. Like it can be ruined by anyone or anything. It doesn't regardless of who you are as a person. Like so if someone sees something and it sets the expectation, they go to the next thing. It's not like that. They're like, well, fuck this, dude. Like this guy doesn't even have force and memes. Like I'm fucking out, dude. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's a problem everyone deals with. But I feel like it's exacerbated in the female streamers case.
Okay, so Ivy actually asked a question that I feel like could happen at some point.
Oh God, I feel like Ivy never asked a serious question. I want to hear this.
You want stream tags, but what about a tag for female streamers? Twitch has actually said at some point. Twitch has actually said at some point that,
Boobs. Hashtag boobs.
they said this a while ago before there were more female streamers that they will favor female streamers in their partnership programs. That was a while ago, so I don't know if that's still true.
Just say hashtag and then say the cup size.
But I feel.
If you get the girl,
I mean, if you're gonna say,
I'm over here trying to make an actual point.
I'm going to give you my cup size.
I'm making a point here. If you're gonna be like hashtag this is a girl, you might as well be saying hashtag double D's.
It's sad because you're right.
Even the dog's excited, guys.
He's like double D's? Where? What?
He's like,
I like D's.
Yeah, like I feel like tags should be centered around the games. Don't center them around stream. I take that back immediately because there's certain types of streams. And one, for example, argument we always have because memes, entertainment versus community. Like some people might want to find a stream where they can talk to people and they can talk to the streamer and that's all they do. Some people want to find a stream where they're just like he makes jokes. Like that I feel like that's the farthest an extent should go with the tagging system for streamers. I feel like anything else should be focused around the game. But I'm a huge proponent of game first, person second. So.
Well, you watch League.
Hey,
Oh my god, if we get hashtags, Sunday always has to have hashtag community, and Jordan always
That's
has
the
to
plan.
have hashtag entertainment. And then Nick
we can have like
is just
teams.
hashtag what the fuck ever.
I'll have like community club.
Can I get the hashtag outfit of the day?
Oh yeah, dude.
Hashtag
selfie.
Oh.
Do we have any other? I know we have more questions. I've got one that
we do have more questions.
I have one I grabbed. I don't know what order it was. But I think
what keeps you in some? There's one on
that's the one I was gonna bring up. It's what keeps you on somebody's stream? What is? And I'm gonna read the whole entire question. We'll tack it one at a time though. What keeps you on someone's stream? What is important to you watching something? Do you ever look at streams as a viewer and not as a streamer? I always look at a stream as a viewer. I never go into it and like, oh, I'm going to bring the streamer perspective into this. I'm like, is this person funny? Are they doing what I like? Yes to either of those questions. I'll probably watch them longer. No to either of them.
Yeah, I don't think that would change. Being a viewer is a natural thing. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Being a viewer is just.
I said I have an answer, but you guys can go first.
Okay.
Mm.
Sorry, Sunday. Go ahead.
No, you're still talking. I just wanted to make a point onto what you were saying. Being a viewer on a stream is just a natural thing.
So,
it doesn't really change with streaming.
I'm gonna attack the question one part at a time. What keeps me on someone's stream? I want someone. I honestly I like slow chats. It's not a deal breaker for me. I want someone first and foremost who's entertaining and can play the game. Like I don't like. I'm huge on stoppage of people playing the games. I hate when people stop playing games. It's just me personally. I still like watching Aggie because she doesn't do it every 10 seconds, She's like, oh, guys, a new thing here, woo! I still enjoy Aggie because, one, she's my friend, and two, because I think she's entertaining. But if I was walking into a stream blind, I have a preference. I don't want people stopping the game. Usually ever. If they have to, I'm not saying, shit your pants, wear a diaper. But, play the game. The most important thing to watch someone is entertainment. I want someone who's putting on a show. I want someone who's trying their best to entertain me. Who's trying to have a good, entertaining environment. And
Jordan, you just contradicted yourself.
How did I just contradict myself?
What if somebody's putting on a good show by stopping the game they're playing for a second to mess around with chat and do something with chat? Or
as always, there are exceptions to the rule. That's the first thing you learn is. You learn the rules so that you know when to break them. That is one of the first rules of art.
You're going to Twitch jail, Jorp. You can't break the rules.
You need to learn.
You want to get dead? Huh?
If I were to sit there, go full cam and do something, everyone knows I'm doing it because it's a joke, right? I'm not doing this unironically. I have my rules. I'm doing. If I were to do something completely polar opposite to that, it's because I know the rule, hey, this is what makes something funny. I'm going to break that rule because by breaking that rule, it's funny. There is a major difference in that regard. But, it even goes back to the point, maybe if someone stops the game, it's entertaining. Maybe I don't find it entertaining because they're stopping the game, It's all a matter of preference, basically. And that's really all I had to say in that regard, I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say that I usually end up watching streamers because they seem genuine. If there's any evidence that I see as streamers putting on a fake persona, I'll
Persona 3. There's the meme. There
I'm glad you said something.
Go ahead.
Okay. If I ever see evidence that a streamer's putting on a fake character that's not ironic, I won't like it because they're just overhyping themselves and it seems disingenuous, and I want the transparency. I want to be actually talking to the person. I don't want to be talking to a character that they've made for their own stream. You know what I mean?
You don't want to talk to my Shiba Inu character I play, dude? I'm a dog. Come on, it's cool.
It's a dog.
At that point, it's just fun and a fun little
Well,
stream thing? Like
Grace,
8-Bit's bonfire thing or
Grace has
8-Bit's
a
queen thing.
saying, but he is relatable too. And personally, I'm looking for someone I can relate to. It's come and I don't really care except when I'm the only game I'm gonna watch for the game is Dark Souls. Is the only one. The rest I don't give a fuck. You can play whatever you want as long as you're relatable. You are, like Sunday said, genuine. You're cool. Sometimes I'm gonna feel like just lurking and I just want a big fucking channel with something very entertaining. I love to watch Dark Souls speedruns. I look immersed camps all the time when nobody's on because I don't care. I'm just here to lurk. If I want to interact with someone and actually have build something meaningful, I'm gonna go to a smaller streamer that I like, that I relate to, that's gonna answer back to me if I'm into it. It's really depending on my mood, but there's a market for bigger streamer and there's a market for smaller streamer from the interaction based.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of sucks because at some point, if your objective is to grow, you are going to end up in one category or the other.
And depending on what category, and you're limited in some aspect. We talked about this previously, but basically, if you're a community streamer, you're gonna have problems when you get big because you can't talk to anyone because there's 1,000 people asking for your attention. If you're an entertainment streamer, it's hard in the beginning because you may not be like the most. You're more focused on the show instead of like talking to people and trying to get them to like basically relate to you and get you to follow you everywhere you go, essentially.
But that's something that's not always possible to do when you have 2,000 people. You can be a cool cat, be super relatable, and just you're overwhelmed because your chat is rolling to a fucking light speed. Even at 200 people, it's already really hard to follow. I don't know.
It like you can't please everybody, and you shouldn't try to because you'll burn yourself out. You should be true to yourself, and then people that you will end up falling in love with and becoming friends with will follow you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Bones, what was your answer?
Oh, I was kind of gonna say what you say. This is all I need in order to continue watching a stream. Like, it's never funny enough that when you're by yourself, you'll laugh out loud. Remember what Bo Burnham said at the end of his thing, where he's like, if you watch this by yourself, then you probably exhaled out of your nose. Like, because when you're by yourself, you don't laugh as hard as when you're with other people. But when you find something funny, you just exhale out of your
you mean if it
nose.
made you laugh?
Yeah,
like not
exactly.
laugh, but...
So as long as it's like decently funny enough that like once in a while,
so it's comedy for you.
I genuinely thought that like
make like an impact on you, you know.
Like I genuinely thought that like you meant like you want someone to breathe heavily into the microphone like the entire time.
I need ASMR streams or I'm not interested. I don't know why I watch any of you.
Well, hey there, Nick.
I was really confused. Like I was like, what?
No, I'm never like this watching a stream and being like, oh, that's funny. Oh, this part's great. I love it. I'm always playing my own game. I might even be in Discord talking to some people and it's on my other monitor. I just like having a stream up, like one stream up.
Background noise.
I'm not the kind of person who opens 5 of them. I just have one on. And I mean, sometimes if something really important's happening, I'll mute it for a bit. Then I'll unmute it, and like that's just how I watch my friend's stream, and I like catching funny moments. I love being there for inside jokes. I love being there for glitches. I love seeing glitches. When I'm streaming and a glitch happens, I'm like, did anybody see that? Anybody? Please, I want to share this moment. I love glitches. I love them. They're so great. But yeah, that's what I watch streams for. Sometimes to be a part of. I know I don't talk as much in chat as some people do, and I feel bad about that sometimes. I really like to be a part of the stream.
You piece of shit.
But I'm usually playing my own games, so I'm not very good at that, and I feel bad.
Okay, I think we about covered that. Unless Aggie, is there anything you wanted to say more?
No, I've already gave my grain of.
Then, do you guys? Sunday, did you had any more questions written down? I put a bunch in the CounterCast channel, so like I just copy paste them there basically.
Yeah, same.
So let me just go through the list I have then. What do you feel about the potential trajectory of Twitch becoming a YouTube of streaming when there's categories for anything and everything? I feel like we might see that in the next 10 years, and it could change the entire community behind Twitch. And this is kind of a side question for Aggie. What language does your accent derive from? Go ahead.
It's my thing. It's a fake accent. accent. No,
Yeah,
I'm Canadian.
I made it.
You said I had to be different, so I'm faking an accent. Oui, oui. No, I'm French. I'm French
I
Canadian.
have a wee
That's
wee.
ooh. So yeah, I'm French Canadian, therefore, but I come from a very bilingual community. My work is in English, and that's why I decided to go for an English only stream, even though it's not my primary language, for the growth potential, and also because I'm very comfortable with it.
I seriously wonder, like, your accent is so similar to my buddy Captain Striker's.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it is.
it's insane. I wonder if you guys actually like live kind of close together. I know you're both from Quebec, but Quebec is huge, so.
Yeah, well, it's possible. Most people like live around Montreal and one of the big cities, but yeah, no, it's not. It's not that common to speak English in Quebec. Some of the more
Right.
remote places, not close to Montreal, are tend to not speak much English. But in
They don't
Montreal,
wanna be
yeah,
Canadian.
we probably come from the same place.
I don't want to be
Mercy.
Canadian.
They don't want to be Canadian. They want to be their own country.
No, that's not getting into that. But yeah.
I love everybody equally.
Yeah,
But
I love Wald.
to address
Lamp.
the first part of that question, basically, is that like if Twitch will just become what Justin TV was, which is weird to think about. They're like, no, we want to kill Justin TV. It's not focused enough. Then just bring it back later on in time while they have more traffic. Basically, they use the game. It seems like there's a couple ways to look at it. You could say is like they use gaming as a springboard to get a bunch of people on the website so that they could do other things, right? But I don't think it's that. I just think it's a natural evolution. Like, well, shit, there's only so many people who want to watch video games. What do we do next? Like, they're kind of evolving. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's any kind of expansion like that. If Twitch would remain as is and they expanded it into those new things, I think you would never see a new streamer like ever again. Like, you never see anyone get any kind of popularity. What is popular at that time is now popular at that time. It will stay that way. It'll have the YouTube thing. There may be people who like become like get millions of subscribers and stuff, but they'll never be the greats. You know, they'll never be PewDiePie or they'll never be Markiplier or what have you, right?
I mean, Markiplier came about like a year ago, and he's
Yeah.
he's already considered a great,
More than a
So-
year.
That's
More
a
than
good
a
point.
a little more than a year. And PewDiePie has been a thing for years and years and years.
He's
and years.
been
So
around. Danny's been on Game Grumps for 2 years now, and Markiplier has been around since Danny was on Game Grumps, so it's been more than 2 years.
And Smosh used to be considered great, and so did Fred. And who talks about them
Smosh
anymore?
So bad.
They
So
were
I'm
lame. That's
thinking that
the
an
same.
evolution like that will happen
Yeah,
again.
maybe you're right. Because like now thinking about that makes a lot of sense. So maybe it's possible. Like I said, as the way Twitch is now, YouTube has better algorithms for growth for smaller people. Because you have at least a chance to get your video seen, right? Based on tags and stuff like that. Twitch doesn't have that. Like, Twitch is just sorted, here are the people who are the most people watching. So the big get bigger, as it is, because they have the major advantage in terms of way an entire website is laid out. Well, the small people have to slowly build up those people who are actively looking for small people while appealing to them while also trying to get bigger. Like, it's a harder game to play.
In defense of Twitch, though, it's easier for YouTube to add like tags to videos and give everybody that option.
No, yeah, agreed. But I still think it's not hard for Twitch to add tags because holy shit, it's so simple. Just do it. Holy shit, that would instantly make me happier, like about Twitch in general.
I'm sure they'll add a lot of stuff from creative over to the gaming directories eventually, so I'm not too upset about it.
Yeah, I think Twitch is already there. By the way, the traffic has exploded in the last few years, and I think it's natural. I don't agree with you, like just going back to Justin TV. I think Justin TV was proper for its time because it was the MySpace of Facebook. Let's just say that.
Oh God, my wall.
It was all over the place. It was the first iteration, and now we are just going into a different direction where now we have the traction, we have the people. Let's go get some more market. And I think this is where Twitch is going, and I think it's good for the internet in general. And this is my business major talking right now.
Synergy.
It's synergy. Yeah, it is.
Go ahead.
It's expanding the market, and I think it's very, very good for the internet in general because it is a place. It's taking a place. It's taking some of the YouTube community, it's taking some of the DeviantArt community, it's taking some of the game reviewers, some channels, some websites are starting to take interest in that. And I think that's good in the case that it's a fight against Google and Amazon as well. Okay, I'm getting big here, but I think it's good that not all the traffic goes to one single website for entertainment, for videos and content creation, and that a piece of the cake goes to another company. And
Monopolies
it's
are
going
always
to
bad.
be the yeah, absolutely. So I think it's good, and I think it's going there, and I will be happy if it goes there. Go Twitch.
Yeah, woo! This is great. Like, do you guys have anything to add to that?
I don't, I don't think so. Do
Okay.
you?
Too hot for my blood.
All right, no, I don't have anything, so I'm just gonna move through the questions that Aggie put
I'm
down
just
here.
gonna-
I still have more questions as well.
Oh, okay, go ahead then.
You go through your.
No, you go. You hang up first. You
Okay.
hang up
For
first.
once, they're being polite, guys. They're not fighting.
Fuck you.
Okay,
Thank you,
8-Bit Bonfire
Fight me.
asks. At first, it seemed like creative needed to be somehow connected to games. Like, if you draw something, it should be a character from a game. Now people do things completely unrelated. Seems it'll keep expanding. So where do you see them drawing the line? Get it, drawing? Where do you want them to draw this line?
I'm
As
done.
long as it's original content, I think it has its place on creative. I'm still mixed about the performance thing. They have music for music, and they have like gaming talk show if you want to talk. Like I'm not okay with comedy. I've already said that. But for the rest, as long as it's original, it's coming from you. Video games or not, I don't think it has to be video game related. I know they were going there, but it's limiting. It's a concept that's very limiting. If I want to do a portrait of Sunday because I think he's so fucking handsome, I don't want Twitch to I don't want Twitch to stop me from that. And that doesn't make any sense with where they are going right now. What about cook? I see Todd Life saying, what about cooking? I think the same goes there. If you are just going to apply a recipe and say nothing about it, it has no entertainment value. And I always make it personal challenge to me to, it's not going to be a 100% recipe applied like step by step. It doesn't make any sense. There's something that I changed at the very least. I'm testing stuff. I'm showing how to do it. There are techniques in cooking. And even though I'm not a professional chef, I'm going to try to bring that knowledge and bring what that ingredient gives over that ingredients. And it has to be original, I think.
Mhm.
But it doesn't have to be video games related because otherwise, fuck cooking.
I disagree on the. I'm just gonna strictly go for the performance art and comedy thing. I really disagree with you there. I feel like Jace brought it up in the chat. It's like if there was a comedy section in Twitch, like seriously, I would just
Yeah.
like I would love to see stand up comedy. When I read that, I was actually like legitimately mad. Like it.
Yeah.
Comedy isn't an art. It's a creative art that takes a lot of effort. And a lot of the art and creativity involved in comedy is not in the writing. It's in the timing. It's in the ability to get on a stage and speak, perform in front of people. You can mess with people's expectations, stuff like that, and you can't get that just from writing. I thought it was the weirdest distinction to make. Like, you can write your jokes, but you can't perform them. Like,
I agree.
like, why?
I mean, what about improv? If you're just performing and you're coming up with it on the spot, where does that fall?
I feel like that
That's
should be in
not
the.
funny.
I feel like that should be in the same place. If you get watch Whose Line, like you get a group of people together and you're performing improv, like with be like take chat suggestions, like okay, like whose line is it anyway? Like these people are in this situation, how they react? Like this guy's a gazelle, this guy's like a scared tuba or something, Like you just like
Third tube.
yeah, like people can you can have like a good improv section and it'd be wildly entertaining. And I feel like that would be a good addition to Twitch. Like, put people who just want to sit there and make jokes, do a stand-up maybe like make a performance section. I don't know. I don't know if it'd just be comedy, like I said, but like maybe a performance section. Like, give a place where people can like, especially for stand-up comedy, because like nobody wants to go to a club and be like tell their jokes, like man, you fucking suck. Like, like it's better if you're. It's better if you're in your house and someone types out "you fucking suck" instead of yells it at you on a stage, because then it's not as hurting to the ego. Sure, you may cry later, but not as hard.
I agree, but I don't. I think performance is a good idea. I don't think it belongs all that much in creative.
No, and
But
it's the only
how do
category
you
for it
think
right now.
Twitch will be expanding creative in the future? Maybe in the future it'll belong in creative.
I don't think it's going to be expanded. I think it's going to be divided. I think there will be an illustration, drawing. There will be a misc. There will be crafts. There will be Twitch. If I had to call on something, it will be Twitch crafts, and it's it's it has to go there because it's becoming to a point where it's too big, and
But
we're gonna get lost even with the tags and everything.
do you really think Twitch will
There's
do that?
Yeah.
Because
I
that's what
hope
Twitch
so.
wants. That's what Twitch wants. They want big streamers at the top. I don't. It doesn't harm them at all if there are small streamers at the bottom of the list like there are now in the game
Because
directories.
they're not
But
It's
making
not harming
money.
they want
Twitch.
to expand because they want to monetize that.
They're not making money
So-
off of them.
Yeah, but if some of them that's why it's the concept of pushing smaller streamers like with the Jumbotron and stuff like that. It's with the aspect that eventually have them partnered and make money out of them, monetize these streamers, these small streamers. So I think when creative's going to be in big enough, there will be enough advantage like of dividing it.
I think they'll divide it. Twitch loves to divide things. That's their favorite thing. They like to they just divvy up like, hey, you know this thing doesn't need division? Bam, 3 parts. Like that's what Twitch is all about. Like they
And
want
divide by 0.
they want the most
Gathering information.
they want the most succinct categories they can get. They want them to the point, and they want people to know exactly what they're getting into. That's why there's so many guidelines for creative. Like they have like you can't do this part or this or this because they want people they want people to know what they're getting into when they click something. So I feel like they'll divide it up even more. Will that be a problem? Probably. That people have a lot of problems with that. Do I have a problem with that?
They will.
No.
They will wait for it to expand more because they don't want their little baby to be on the bottom of the directory. They want it, and that's why they created Bob Ross. That's why they created the food channel. They want it as high as possible. They really want it as high as possible.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen now, but I can see that in a short future. We have a question for
they want as much traffic as possible, basically.
Yep.
We'll try and get through these questions really quickly. I've got a couple more, and then we'll talk about his. I actually think only have one more. We kind of already covered this, but as a viewer, do you pick enemy channels where you get the chance of relaxed chat or supercrowd streams where you know you don't get a chance to chat or be heard? If it's entertaining, it's entertaining. I don't give a shit, basically, is my opinion.
I think we covered that. It really depends on the mood that you are in. For me, it's really a matter of mood.
I mean, I watch Scrubbing, and his chat goes pretty fast, but he tries to look in all the he tries to look at everybody, and he's friendly with everybody, and he's real with everybody. He's genuine, and that's fun. He gets like 100, 200 viewers, but then I'll go to somebody else's smaller stream, like 20-ish viewers, and they act the exact same way as he does, and that's really cool to me. So it's more of a community thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Bones, you have
Nick?
anything to
Depends
add?
on mood swings for me too. I have vicious mood swings.
Oh, you and I
Violent
both.
mood swings.
It's the menstrual rage, isn't it?
Happy? Angry. Sad.
God,
Oh,
Bones.
I have
Sorry.
similar.
Sorry, I didn't mean to blow you back there.
And
Mood swings.
you need an Oscar, seriously. Holy shit. I
I know, man. Did I used to tell you I used to do musical theater? Wow.
I have one range of emotion. I'm gonna show
Wow.
one range of emotion. That's it. That's
Pure
only-
salt.
Perfect.
I'm solved.
So that's where those followers came from. What?
Another question we had:
Connecting.
is it better for a streamer to have 20 regular lurkers or 5 to 10 regular chatty people? It depends on the streamer.
That's
like
a really good question.
Yeah, that's White Stroller MVP. I don't even think he's there anymore. But that's such a good question.
I just like when people are there. Like, if you want to talk, cool, dude. You're helping me out a lot. You want to sit there and watch? Cool, dude. You really helped me a lot. I appreciate you. Like, I don't give a shit either way. Like, I really can't pick a preference because, like, I want people to talk to, but at the same time, like, I also, like, just want to be able to put on a show for people, and chat can get in the way of that sometimes, because sometimes I have to be like, look, you guys need to chill the fuck out. You can't talk about that or something like that. But, either way, we just want more people, I think, most of us. Most of us. Some people are like, "Oh God, I got raided." Well, just
Yeah,
cute.
I mean, chat interactivity is really important though. Lurkers are great because viewers, and it means they care about you and they want to support you even if they're doing something else. But I see so many streamers that have like lurk emotes, and they're like, "Oh, the lurkers mean everything to me. They're the backbone of Twitch." When in actuality, it's the people that are talking to you that really matter the most because they're making the chat move. They're making you stay on your toes.
If I have to
Absolutely.
pick one, I pick the chatter. This is I'm honest. I think I'm fueling out of these people's energy and they know it. And I have systems in my fucking channel to make sure that people talk. And I'm always working on taking these lurkers and making them talk. I'm not going to force them. If you want to lurk away. I appreciate that just as much because you make sure if you show up every day and you you're my viewer count and I'm your background noise, I am beyond happy because you still chose me and I love you for that. And there are people that came into my channel, never said for several months, not a word. I don't care. They're there and I'm gonna give them just as good as a show. And if the chat is not rolling, sometimes it's gonna be a little bit harder. That's probably why my preference is that it's I if I have an active chat that's rolling, I'm feeding off that energy. The backlash
Exactly.
of that is that sometimes for games when my chat, I have a super great community. I'm very
If you
lucky.
if you
Of
can't
people,
feed if you can't build off your chat, then like why are you streaming? Because
yeah, that's the
yeah,
thing.
you should be entertaining, absolutely, but absolutely if people are talking to you, you should be able to build off that for even more entertainment and being even better.
Mhm.
So like if you can't do that, then like I don't even understand why you're trying to entertain.
Yeah, and the thing is, for these people that chat, also, it's also going to be it's gonna be also a source of conversation. I mean, sometimes they're gonna go on a subject and like it just starts rolling out of that subject, and you get to comment on this, make joke and everything. And I'm all about the joke, making stupid shit and everything. So I really need that. I don't hide myself. I have a hard time when the chat is not rolling. I've always had, always will. I will talk about the game. I can do that, but that's not always gonna work. The backlash of that is that game that requires a lot of not interaction but concentration, just like Dark Souls. I play Dark Souls 2 nights a week, and sometimes I have a lot of people coming in and the chat is rolling and they are asking for the interaction I'm giving them when I'm cooking or I'm doing creative. Fuck, it's hard because the game, you cannot pause it. If you pause, you die, and when you die you get punished. Spank on the bum bum, poop poop. It's really shitty, and I want to give them that, but it's hard sometimes.
I think most people would prefer just watching you succeed at the game or just have the goofs and the gaffes than see you respond to their message. Like honestly, that's me anyway.
It really depends on who it is. I think some people are very, very, because I am very interactive. I saw Frankie saying that. Thank you, Frankie. But yeah, I'm really focused on your attraction. So going from a point to another, sometimes I feel like I'm not giving enough to the viewers that really want to create a relationship with me, and I want to give that back. This fucking game. But yeah, that's a backlash of very active chat. But I would pick chatters. Yeah.
Fuck Blighttown.
All right. The last
Fuck Black
last question we're gonna do, and then we're gonna wrap up is where did it go? Let me
Did the
see if I can.
question go?
Oh,
Where did the
there it is. Sorry, the Discord like messes everything together. Should there still be a limit on what sort of sections Twitch should offer? Like, what about gardening, making stories and writing, teaching, language, and all the other hobbies that exist, or should it mainly stay a gaming and creative site? I have no problem with it opening up like Justin did. Justin TV, like Justin. Like, my boy Justin down the road. He opened up real good, you know what I'm saying?
Justin came out of the
He's just
closet.
opening up for everything.
Yeah. No, but like Justin TV was a really open site. I have no problem with it doing that. If they have to be blunt with us though, like, if they're like, look, we don't want to just be the gaming site anymore, like, I'm cool with that. If they tell us that. If they're just like slowly introduce things, they're like, oh, by the way, fuck gaming, like subtly, then that's not okay. But there needs to be clear communication with everyone as to what they want to do, and then they can do whatever they want. If I don't like it, I'll probably leave.
I definitely think there need to be some rules, or else like everyone would stream anything, and it would just turn into chaos.
I agree with Brooke. Or how am I supposed to call you?
What, Bones?
Bones. I agree with
Nick,
Bones. I mean,
Nick, my
it needs
name or Bones.
Bones. But they need some kind of rules around that. I agree. But wherever Twitch wants to go, they can be scattered as much as they like. I know they're not because that's not a smart business decision. But if they want to be scattered on something else, they will move on to something else one day. One creative is going to be milked out. What is going to be? Maybe it's going to be improv. Maybe it's going to be actual TV content. Maybe it's going to be sports. We don't know that, but it might happen, and it's starting happening right now. I see local sports channels starting Twitch channels and stuff like that. So as long as it brings money and they put some kind of rules to like make sure everything's orderly and not become a fucking trash can like Justin.tv was, good. You have my whole fucking approval.
T-Pain streams. That's all I have to say.
Oh my god. Yeah, I want Pitbull to stream. I'd rate
No.
the shit out of this.
Oh, Trace, that's just his intro.
Say my name.
That's not Pip. Okay.
It is
Another
now.
one.
It's for the memes. But hey, as long as we don't have anything else to say, that we're gonna kind of wrap things up by telling all of you what we're going to be doing with our streams in the coming weeks. So since Aggie, you are our guest, you go first. What are you gonna do with your stream for the next coming week, Aggie? What's going on?
Oh boy, I decided to have a schedule.
Oh
What the
no!
fuck?
Why would you do that? Why?
I have a schedule. So usually, guys, I stream on Tuesday, Wednesday. It's Dark Souls. I have Throwback Thursdays. That was like you missed it. It was like 2 hours ago. Oh well, sucks to be not 2 hours, 5 hours ago. So sucks to be you. I also stream on the weekend. I do sometimes Spoopy Friday. Spoopy Friday is when I shit my pants while playing a horror game and getting drunk. It's on Fridays. It's always optional. I do Saturday morning, Smello Saturday morning. That means I play whatever the fuck I want.
Question.
And there's
Do you actually shit your pants?
sometimes.
This is important. Okay.
Do you
They
wear
are-
adult
I
diapers?
have- No, I did not. Okay, do I have time for this little story here?
Do it.
Don't tell that story.
No, not that one.
Okay, don't do it.
It doesn't involve poop. But I am very, very,
Sonny,
very.
did you poop your pants?
No, I did not. poop
Only
my
Aggie knows.
pants. Yeah, never gonna tell you. But no, the thing is, the first time I ever streamed a horror game, I never played a horror game in my fucking life, and I started doing that on Friday because my viewers kind of enjoy seeing me suffer. And
Don't.
I started playing Outlast without having a fucking clue what I was doing. Never do that, guys. If you haven't played a horror game, don't start with Outlast, because within the first hours, I had to call out the stream because I was about to puke. And I wanted Mr.
Yikes.
Aggie. I literally turned to Mr. Aggie and say, hold me. I was shaking.
Jesus.
Like, it was horrible. It was so horrible.
He
So,
didn't
yeah.
turn around and scare you ever? Damn.
No, he never did. He is a good boyfriend, and if he did that, I would probably rip his eye out.
Oh.
Anyway, so I do Spoopy Fridays. So I'm very, very reactive, and I'm sissy. So it's really funny because all I do, the more I commit, the more I get into it, the more I scream. This is my screaming moments, but it's pretty hilarious. And recently I've implemented the sound effects in my channel, and there are sound effects that are jump scares, and people actually are building points to scare me. Anyway,
God
We
rest your
did like
soul.
7,000.
So what else do I have? Oh yeah, and creative Sundays. So this is going to be either drawing or cooking, and sometimes I do some stuff out of schedule. So that's my week, guys, and that's going to be that for the
All of time.
Whatever I change my fucking mind.
Until she is 80 years old and dies.
She's drawing Tracer. Well,
But
Yeah,
yeah, we linked it up there. You can find her over at her Twitch channel up there in the URL under guest. Sunday, what are you doing with your stream? What are you doing, bud?
well, I'm on the last chapter of Mother 3 actually, so I'm finishing that. I
Yeah,
actually have a poster. I don't know if you can.
You're gonna be
You
there
haven't
for the rest
finished
of your
that?
life. You're gonna be there for the rest of your life, kid.
No, it takes like 50. It's like 50 hours to finish. I think I'm like 30 hours in, honestly. But no, I'm finishing that. Then I'm moving on to Kingdom Hearts. I actually played some Kingdom Hearts today because my save got deleted. Shout out to Kyle, by the way, for playing through the entire game back to where I was and giving me the save file. Thank you, Kyle. Crazy guy.
Insanity.
Then I'm
Kyle,
playing through
thank
Kingdom Hearts. Thank you, Kyle. And I think that's it. Oh, one of our D&D members is on the stream right now. Aggie. We're planning D&D
Hi, we're playing D&D sometime. When?
sometime.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Wednesday.
When Acorn gets his shit together. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But that's my life. I think that's it. Can't wait for Kingdom Hearts.
Bones, what you doing, bud?
This weekend I probably will play a bit more Salt. Be a pirate sailing the seven seas. Like, I can't believe, like, there was one point, like, there were so many islands close together, and then eventually I just reached a point where it was just ocean. And I was like, oh no, I'm sailing straight into ocean. How am I going to entertain people? And it was half an hour until I found another island, and there was more people watching in that half an hour than the rest of the stream. I don't know why, but it was really fun, and I'm going to play some more of that. But also, I kind of want to play some Game Boy Advance games, so if you like retro, swing by. Otherwise, don't. Because 8-bit and full screening, well, not full screening. I'll try to make like a nice little window for it or something, because you can't full screen like Game Boy Advance games, or it just looks like garbage.
No, holy shit, no, you
Yeah.
can't do that.
I'll try to figure something out, but I kind of want to play like some old Game Boy Advance games. I'd like to play Fire Emblem, Sacred Stones, and I'd like to do some Shining Soul 2. That game's kind of fun. So we'll see what happens this weekend.
With my stream, I am trying to basically find the next RPG I'm going to play. I've been testing out a bunch. I think it's going to be Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. I've liked the game a lot so far. I'm kind of in that weird spot. I just beat Dark Souls 3, so like if you know me, I love the Dark Souls series. I've beaten one like 7 times. I just laugh. I like watching people play it so I can laugh at their pain. But like once I beat like a game like that, it's like that good game feeling, man. Like you beat it and you're like, man, I feel empty. Like everything else sucks. Like I can't play any other games. They all suck, dude. Like that's
When are you playing Devil May Cry? Question. Please play it.
That'll happen eventually, but I'm basically trying to find games right now. So I've been playing a lot of like Gungeon. I've been playing probably Digital Devil Saga a lot. Other than that, I don't really have anything else planned. I'm waiting for Sunday to get off his lazy ass and finish Mother 3 so I can play it. But so I'll never get
Oh, you
to
don't
play it.
play that?
Sadly.
That's never going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like so, I'm never gonna get to play the game. Sadly.
You can play it while I'm playing it. Don't worry.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sniping you, bruh. I might with Kingdom Hearts though. Honestly, I really want to play Kingdom Hearts. I still need to finish it. I started it first, technically, months ago.
Why didn't you ever start?
At least I
Shout out
finished
to
it when I
Colossus.
started it months ago, Jorp.
My capture card, bro.
Shout out to Colossi.
That excuse is getting old.
I'm waiting.
I've
I'm
got
waiting.
to like 3 capture cards in a year.
Because they've all
that
broken.
excuse is 3 cards old.
God. But anyways, you can
Stop
find
breaking shit, man.
you can find our hosts there under the cast. I'm Insane Spoon. Sunday is I'm Only Again. Sunday and Bones is Bonesbrook 23. Other than that, I think we're about done for the night. We are going to raid someone after this, so please stick around while we show you someone who plays video games, actually, not like us idiots. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Aggie, for joining us. You were a great guest. And
Amazing time.
I guess we'll see you next time, hopefully. Next week, next Thursday. See you there. Bye. Everyone wave bye. Say bye to the camera.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye. Bye.
Have fun.
Damn it.